Head will drop back to throw on the first play. Richardson, he's there, he's got it, and he's tossed down. Man again, he's going to have the touchdown. Carson Mann around right in. Andy the time fire up the middle. There goes the time fire. He is gone. He's going to run to Vestavia. He don't need to take the bus. Vestavia with another touchdown by William Thompson. Thompson looking, he's getting pressured, and he's sacked. Heading to pay dirt, it looks like, runs over a man. He's in for the touchdown.
Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we
Fake to Mollison on the motion. Wide open is man. Touchdown. There's the pass, and there's a touchdown. Head to Richardson.
This region is brutal, man. To make the playoffs is a big deal, and we're still not in. Like we got work to do. We're on to fighting for a home playoff game next week. It's a good team.
It ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat a submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash of the
There's a look at Vestavia tonight. It's fall weather. The stands will be full. Don't doubt that. They're getting full on the visitors' side. They'll be full on the Vestavia side for sure. And we've got great football here tonight with Vestavia hosting Hewitt-Trussville. Scott Griffin here along with Chad Pilcher, former Ole Miss quarterback. This is the one we've all focused in on, and it's kind of dangerous to do that, but I think it's lived up to its billing so far and will tonight.
This is big-time high school football here tonight. It's going to be a packed house. 7A football, the best region in the state, and these two teams are playing for right now the number 2 spot in this region and a home playoff game in the first round. It is big time, lots of atmosphere, and a lot on the line here tonight.
It's kind of dichotomy of quarterback play, although they do the same thing. They both are good runners. They both can throw. But Peyton Floyd's more of a scat back kind of guy, and John Paul Head's a fullback.
That's right. Peyton Floyd, the 7A Player of the Year last year for Hewitt-Trussville, and he comes in having thrown for over 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns already through the air. He's also run for another 300. John Paul Head is doing it on the ground. He's run 127 times, just shy of 700 yards rushing. He's thrown for another 800. But tonight's game is all about the quarterbacks. It's going to be who plays the best, who makes the plays, who makes the fewer mistakes. So if you're watching, you always talk about the quarterback's most important position on the field. Tonight it is for real, and it's going to decide the football game.
And we can talk about, conversely, which defense keeps a handle and maybe just stops 2 or 3 drives could be the winner.
That's going to be the key, is making tackles, not allowing the big plays tonight. So are you going to play fundamental sound football defensively, because there's so many good athletes on both sides of the field. If a defense makes a mistake, you're going to see that other team take it to the house, and so the big plays are going to play a big factor as well.
Let's take a look, as we always do, on the schedule so far for Vestavia. They're obviously doing terrific, 5-1 on the year, and there's a look. As you can see, Chelsea was the game last week. Hewitt-Trussville is tonight. Chelsea, we won 45-21 to be 5-1 on the year. As we go through the rest of the region standings, we will see that the Vestavia Hills Rebels right there tied with Hewitt-Trussville at 3-1. Thompson's there. It looks like Hoover might be in the driver's seat for number 4, right?
Yeah, they're in a good spot. They play Tuscaloosa County tonight, so that's a big matchup. But the reality is, when you look at Hewitt-Trussville, they've lost 2 games, but it was to the 2 highest-ranked teams in 7A. They lost to Central Phoenix City in week 2, and then they lost to Thompson last week. So this is a team that they have 2 losses, but to 2 outstanding football teams. Vestavia, obviously, their 1 loss was to Thompson on the road. So this is a matchup of 2 big-time teams, and they're playing for something very important here tonight.
And we got one more final graphic to look at here as we go. The matchup tonight, Vestavia leads it 13-5. Hewitt-Trussville, though, has won 3 in a row. The last win for the Rebels was a close one just 3 or 4 years ago.
And I look back to last year. Vestavia came out. They had a 77-yard drive to start the ball game. They went up 16-0 after getting a safety on a bad snap on a punt by Hewitt-Trussville, but then Trussville just got going, and Peyton Floyd got going. He broke so many tackles last year against the Rebels, made so many big plays, and that's why Coach Evans, we talk to him every single week as he's getting ready for these games. I've never heard him be so complimentary of another player as he was of Peyton Floyd, talking about how dangerous he is. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. How does this Vestavia defense attack this Hewitt-Trussville offense?
And the reigning, as you said, 7A Player of the Year. Our third member of the broadcast crew is B.J. Milliken on the sidelines, and B.J.'s down there. We shouldn't have rain. B.J., what are you looking for in this game?
Well, I spoke a little bit earlier this week to J.P. Head, and I asked him about the intensity level of practice this week, and he did say that the practices have certainly been more intense this week because all the players, they know how big this game is. It's a chance to have a home playoff game for the first time in 10 years, so the players have that on their mind. The question is that going to lead to them coming out tense, or is that going to lead to them really putting it all out there on the field? The other thing I think to watch tonight is the defense. The defense of Vestavia only giving up 11 points a game, about 250 yards. Hewitt-Trussville averaging about 36 points a game. So it should be kind of
That's B.J. Milliken, our third member of the broadcast crew. We're glad you're with us here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network. We'll take a break. We'll come back with a pregame conversation with Robert Evans, the head coach. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
When you have an appliance problem in your home, call On Time Service. Our appliance technicians will arrive on time in trucks fully stocked with hundreds of replacement parts. From stoves and ovens to washers and dryers to refrigerators and dishwashers, it's appliance repair on time or we pay you $59. And always backed by the On Time Service guarantee. For appliance repair, call the Appliance Pro at On Time Service.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Welcome into the pregame coaches show with head coach Robert Evans, brought to you by Birmingham Fastener. And boy, what a game last week, 45-21. This was one where it really wasn't as close as the score indicated. You put in a lot of guys. You didn't worry about the score that last part. And I think some valuable guys got some minutes there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get your reserves and some of your seniors that don't play as much some time, it's valuable experience, and also just taking the injury possibility out of the equation and giving guys rest, because we need a fresh team this Friday to have a chance to win against a good Trussville team. But I was proud of the guys. We didn't start the way we needed to defensively, but you know, we were bam, bam, bam right down the field, and then got the 2-point conversion. We're up 8-0 less than a minute into the game, and then really, you know, middle of the third quarter, it's 45-7, and you know, we took most of our guys out. And, yeah. But you know, I credit Coach Cassidy and Chelsea. They did a good job for what they have. Their best player was out, and they gave us some fits in the first half and some stuff we hadn't seen on tape. And that's what coaching is just kind of giving your guys a chance. But I was, you go back and watch the tape. We did a lot of really good things, and then, you tend to dwell on the negative. But there was a lot of good things that we did.
Keon Richardson came back. Good to see him back. And boy, you broke him in pretty
Yeah,
quick.
it was a point of emphasis. Keon needs to be a really good player for us, and he should have 2 or 3 flash plays a game. He's one of the better receivers Vestavia's had in probably the last 10, 15 years. And when he's been able to make some big plays down the field, and we want to give him some opportunities, some shots, not only for our team, but also, you take into account Keon's a guy that can play at the next level, and so you want to highlight some of those guys and feature them. And really, truth be told, styles make fights, and when teams are playing 10 or 11 men in the box within 5 or 7 yards of the line of scrimmage, you have to make people pay over the top. And so, some people say, why are you throwing the ball when you're up 30? And it's like, well, you kind of dictate what we do on offense. So until the game's out of hand. And so, but I was proud of Keon, and John Paul took a couple shots and put some good deep balls on the money, and hopefully we can do that again. It's really been it was a focal point of the off week, and I was glad to see us execute coming out of the off week against Chelsea.
Another good one to have back, Caden Daniels. We missed him. Mayhall did a great job for him, but now all you got was more depth, and he had some big hits.
He had some big hits, and then, the thing, I've never seen so many broken hands in a season. We have had 4 broken hands on defense, and we've had about 2 or 3 guys out there with big clubs, and it's hard to play corner with a big club on your hand. But Caden, it was good to see him, and he's got a great mentality. He's a very positive person, and all the kids like him and respect him. And so just to get a guy that really played well against Mountain Brook, and, he made some mistakes, and we'll learn from him, but we'll need him down the road, obviously, to make a run into November.
No doubt about it. So really, Vestavia got faster. They're pretty quick anyway, but you get Keon back, you get a Caden Daniels back, you get faster. Anything else that jumps out that maybe we didn't notice on video, effort or?
No, not really. The game kind of went, I would think, according to plan. I wish, the thing, obviously you take away the disappointing things is we didn't stop them very much in the middle of the third or fourth quarter, and some of those guys are going to have to play for us, and some of them are playing on Monday nights and realize that Friday nights are a little bit different than Mondays, and the lights are a little bit brighter, the speed's a little bit greater, and the coaching's probably a little bit better on Friday nights than Monday nights. But it is what you said earlier. It's valuable experience for them. And, our JV guys, we lost last night, but we've had a great season. And I think we're 5-1, 6-1 on the year, and we're only playing really good teams.
No doubt about it. So the Rebels, 45-21, again, looked fresh, a good game off of a bye week, and a good game before Hewitt-Trussville, who comes in now after losing to Thompson last week. They've only lost to Thompson and then Central Phoenix City, the number 1 team and probably number 2 team, are very close. So they're really good. They got Peyton Floyd, they've got players, they've got the coach's son at quarterback, Phillips in the secondary. But talk a little bit about what you expect from them in this kind of game. And then before that, though, your team, do you have to guard against being ready to play before Friday at 7? Because some guys might be ready Thursday at 4.
No, and you're just kind of going through the grind of the season. I know we're coming off an off week. Hewitt hasn't had an off week, but they had a real emotional game against Thompson, which they did again last year, and they beat us fair and square and deserved to win the game last year. So there's probably not as much anticipation as there is early in the year. I'm sure our guys will be excited because the weather's changed. It'll be completely dark when we kick off, and we're playing essentially for probably what amounts to a home playoff game and probably 2 home playoff games. So there's a lot on the line, and when you just look at, and we talk about these things, like we don't shy away from the fact that we need to host a playoff football game, but you got to beat a really quality team. And you mentioned it, Peyton Floyd's reigning 7A Player of the Year as his junior season. He probably played the game of his life against us last year. He made some unbelievable plays, and their kids made more plays than we did, and we couldn't get them off the field on 3rd or 4th down for the life of us because he was breaking tackles, extending plays, but you watch him even against Thompson, against Hoover, he's doing the same thing. And he's probably a better version of himself. And people say, well, he's in the 2nd or 3rd year of the system. No, he's coach's kid. He's really in the 12th year of the system. So he's been around the terminology, and it's just we're going to have to catch some breaks and get off the field on 3rd or 4th down, and we're going to have to score a bunch of points because it's going to be, I would imagine, it would be a track meet up and down. And hopefully we're standing at the end. But that's kind of the way it was last year, and I don't expect anything different this year.
Should be an outstanding football game, Hewitt-Trussville and Vestavia. We'll take a break. We're going to come back and do a little something different and show you a couple of plays from Vestavia. Coach Evans will break it down for you. That's next on the Pregame Coaches Show with Robert Evans. Hang on.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Welcome back to the Pregame Coaches Show with Robert Evans. Robert's going to show us a couple of big plays from that win over Chelsea.
Well, this first one set up off of play action, and I love the 21 personnel play action. It's kind of old school Vestavia. It's got a modern twist to it, and Coach Franklin, we actually ran this play twice, hit it both times, and you know as you get ready for teams and opponents throughout the year, you see stuff that you like, and it's actually a concept that we stole from a common opponent, and we're probably not as good at selling the play action stretch as some of the other teams we play, but we got decent protection here, even though John Paul got hit as he threw the ball, and we ran kind of a switch vertical post. And really, in hindsight, when you see the split safety world, which is what Chelsea's in right here, any type of 2 in or 2 out is kind of a beater to the coverage, and we're a split safety team, so we work these concepts all the time. But it's good to see it executed in the game, and John Paul makes a good throw with pressure in his face and puts it right on Keon for a long touchdown. And we actually opened up the game with this same exact play, and it was a good play for us the other night. And we'll have different versions of this as we move forward, but obviously, you know, each week's a little bit different. But it's a good play, and it's, you know, we've been effective running the ball. When you can effectively run the ball, it kind of sets up your play action shots. And so to be able to effectively run the ball and hit your play action shots, you know, that's what kind of good offenses are made of these days.
Is that one you could only run with a Keon and not a Chase or somebody else?
No, I mean, we actually ran it, I believe we ran it with Chase earlier in the game and didn't connect on it. But no, I mean, all of our guys, I mean, I think our JV guys can run this concept. We got a sprint out protection and, you know, just trying to sell it. And, you know, if you're nitpicking, which I always nitpick our offense and our defense, you'd say, well, I want it to look more like the stretch. I mean, the best offenses right now in football are the Dolphins and the 49ers. And I love watching both those offenses, but one of the things that's a staple, they come from the same system, the Shanahan tree, is they marry their running and their passing game together where you can't tell the difference on their play actions, whether it's a run or pass. And that's so hard from a defensive perspective. An effective play action is critical to explosive plays as an offense, but I hate going against it. And we play some teams that are very good play action teams, and we play at such a frenetic pace. Sometimes the play action gets a little bit lost in translation. It's not as good as you would like, but it was good enough here, and we got the kind of schemed them open, and the guys executed for an explosive play.
Staying with that thought briefly, it's more difficult to do play action and sell it out of, they called it the shotgun in the old days, out of the spread formation as opposed to the old-fashioned quarterback under center, right?
Well, it depends. You know, like if pistol, like the best play-action team we play in our schedule is almost exclusively out of pistol. And so, you know, it depends. It's really in the line and the backs and the quarterback being in sync with their steps, and that's why you do our individual drills every day where you're working your handoffs and you're working your play action, trying to make it look the same or as close as possible to where because you get play action as good as we run the ball, you're just going to open all these windows in the second and third levels where, you know, guys are having to react. Second level guys are reacting to the run, and you know you're hitting these dig windows or behind them. So it just typically opens up, and that's why you see a lot of the RPO. The RPO is so difficult to defend because you actually are getting a run and a pass. And so the second-level linebackers are really in conflict. So, and that's all offensive football is figuring out how to put the defense in conflict, break their rules, and do it over and over again as many times as possible.
Unbelievable offensive play there for Keon Richardson. Now let's talk about some of the defensive stuff, which is really Robert's forte as well.
Well, you know, we got a lot of different varieties and schemes. You know, the Raven football the last 4 or 5 years has been what people like to refer to as simulated pressures, where you're giving the appearance of pressure and you are essentially blitzing maybe 3 to a side, but you're only bringing 4 and playing coverage behind it. And there's a lot of merit to that, and we do it probably 3 or 4 different ways, and this is one of the ways we do from the boundary. And obviously, I mean, you know, you study during the week and say, how can we get Jordan a one-on-one matchup? And just like here, I mean, it's and he kind of does his own deal, and we give him some liberty to do it, which is, I think, kind of an effective way to do it, because you can always say he's always going outside or he's always going under. But here we're bringing 4 and showing kind of what people like to say is a mini or a cone look right here, but we're really dropping 4 underneath and playing 3 deep coverage. But bringing a simulated pressure from the boundary, and Jordan wins his block and kind of does what he does. I mean, he sacks the quarterback, and rightfully so. But this is you know, we've only ran this probably 2 or 3 times this year, but we've probably repped it 100 times.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with more. A final thought from Coach Evans on the pregame show on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Welcome back to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium, where tonight the Vestavia Hills Rebels take on the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Should be a fun one here at Buddy Anderson Field. We're about 7 minutes away from kickoff. The band just finished playing the alma mater, and teams are starting to come out. It's a big-time matchup tonight. 2 top 10 teams in 7A football in the state of Alabama. Hewitt-Trussville 5-2, 3-1 in the region. Vestavia 5-1, 3-1 in the region. Both of those teams have lost to Thompson. Thompson sitting in the #1 spot in the region. So this game tonight, if everything else holds as the season goes along, will be for the #2 seed in Region 3. And what that means is you get a home playoff game. So it's a pretty big deal as opposed to having to travel somewhere else in round 1 of the playoffs. Now, Vestavia has still not clinched a playoff spot, so still continue to play forward. But they're a team that's played incredibly well throughout this season and really had a bye week 2 weeks ago and then came back last week against Chelsea. Got a very impressive 45-21 victory against the Hornets. And now looking to build upon that momentum upon a team that's fresh. They're playing well, and Coach Robert Evans feels very confident with the way his team's coming in against what's going to be a very difficult opponent in Hewitt-Trussville.
All right, we got starting lineups coming up in just a second. You're watching, again, the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Let's see how the Rebels will start off tonight.
John Ballhead, senior quarterback.
William Tonsmeyer, junior running back.
Caden Taylor, senior running back.
Ken Richardson, senior receiver.
Cooper Mollison, senior receiver.
J.D. Livingston, junior O-line.
Landon Page, junior O-line.
Phil Hewen, senior O-line.
Ford Brown, senior offensive line.
Caleb Boylan, sophomore O-line.
Bruce Littleton, junior tight end.
Jordan Ross, senior edge.
Chuck Hammock, senior defensive lineman.
Ethan Denneberg, senior defensive end. Harrison Faust, senior nose guard.
Jacob Watson, junior linebacker.
Grayson Bruno, junior linebacker.
Gibson Bean, senior linebacker. Boucher, senior safety.
Spence Hanna, junior safety.
Jack Mayhall, senior corner.
Cohen Nelson, senior cornerback.
Cross Tonsmeyer, sophomore safety.
Tails, correct? All right, if I drop it, I'll do it again. Tails is the call. It is tails. Hewitt, you've won the toss. You want the football, correct? Yes, sir. We're going to kick from the clock, right? You stand right there and face the clock. Vestavia, turn your back to the clock.
Hewitt-Trussville won the toss, and he looks to receive.
Hewitt-Trussville will receive and start on offense as we get ready for the teams to run through their respective signs. Of course, that means obviously Vestavia will get the ball in the second half. Big game tonight.
Well, and we knew coming into this game, you have the feel that it has the chance to be a shootout. And so both teams going to want to get the ball as often as they can and score. Hewitt-Trussville wins the toss. They elect to receive. This is a Husky offense averaging 36.2 points per game. Their defense for Hewitt-Trussville is giving up 19.4 points per game. For Vestavia, they come into this ball game scoring 29.7 points per game, only giving up 8.1 points per game. So when you talk about the matchup and what's going to happen here tonight, you've got a Hewitt-Trussville offense scoring 36 points per game going against the Vestavia defense that's only giving up 8 points a game. So something has to give, obviously, there, and that's going to be a lot of fun to watch to see how that develops going forward. Obviously, for Vestavia, the most points that they've given up all season was 21. That was against Thompson, and it included a late touchdown. So,
and really, they're skewed just a touch because 14 points really last week with the second and third team defending guys, and that's worth getting them some play time for sure. But it could be in the 10 or 9.5 range if we hold them to 7 last week, right?
Certainly could. Coming into this ball game, the leaders for the Rebels, John Paul Head, 59 completions, 93 attempts, 859 yards through the air. He's thrown 9 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. He also leads the team in rushing with 626 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground. William Tonsmeyer, 75 carries, 564 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The leading receiver for the Rebels, Keon Richardson, 22 catches, 353 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He started off the game last week with a 51-yard reception. The leading tackler for the Rebels, Jordan Ross, the Tennessee commit, with 37 tackles and 7 sacks. Jacob Watson's next with 32 tackles. And they're followed up by Grayson Bruno with 29.
We're set to kick it off. Owen Simpson will kick it off for the Rebels. Hewitt-Trussville in all white tonight. And this game is underway. Nice high kick as usual from Owen Simpson. And he can't bring it out. So Simpson with 34 kickoffs. And that's his 16th touchback. He's done a great job this year.
He's stepped in. He's got an opportunity. He's really bombed it and just done a really strong job. It's a nice weapon to have when the opposing team doesn't have a chance to break a big run. And now here comes the Hewitt-Trussville offense, led by their quarterback, number 7, Peyton Floyd.
He's a good one. He's quick. He's got quick feet. And the Rebels will have to be on it tonight. Floyd drops, throws on his first pass, and it's inside to the 30-yard line. He finds Jacob Serena for that catch, and they'll go fast. Here we go.
Hewitt-Trussville is going to be the only team all season that goes just as fast, if not faster, than Vestavia does.
Handoff inside, and Hewitt, although they come across as a pass team, they will run the football. That's Jackson Melton with the carry. Actually, that's Kennedy Mitchell, the backup running back, with that carry, and it's 2nd down and 6.
And it's hard to prepare for this type of offense. So really the first time Vestavia's defense is seeing something this quick.
Floyd dropping, he'll throw that one away. I think he saw that zone coverage over there with Serena and didn't like what he saw. Throws it away, 3rd down and 6.
And Floyd's a guy, he's a senior quarterback, but he's been studying football and quarterback his entire life. His dad, Josh Floyd, is the head coach, so he knows this offense backwards and forwards.
Floyd drops, throws over the middle, and just off target a little bit. Cohen Nelson on the coverage. He was trying to find Jaden Loving, so that's a huge stop because there won't be many of those, I don't think, tonight.
No, and Loving is the leading receiver for Hewitt-Trussville. Looked like he slipped a little bit when he was coming back to the football, but a nice stop and a nice start for this Vestavia defense.
So back deep, Charlie Taff, who averages 7 yards a return. He's very adept at catching the football, the freshman quarterback, and he does it there. And the Rebels will come out for the first time tonight against the Hewitt-Trussville defense. Now, Josh Floyd's other son is a linebacker, Parker Floyd, at number 8. So here come the Rebels with John Paul Head leading them out of the huddle.
And Parker Floyd is the leading tackler for Hewitt-Trussville, 45 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss.
Head by himself, gets it, and he says, we're going to give you a dose of this, and he'll get maybe 3 over the right side to the 34-yard line before he was brought down by said Parker Floyd.
Nice start by the Rebels. Just an easy quarterback run to the right side, but a 4-yard pickup to start this ball game.
Trips to the top, as you see. Head, hands off, Tonsmeyer there, up top. He's got room, and he's going to have the first down plus to the 47-yard line. Now, Tonsmeyer, 590 yards last year already, as you know, Chad, at 560. He'll break that this game, hopefully.
And what did we talk about? Missed tackles on both sides. It was a missed tackle by Hewitt-Trussville on that play that led to the first down.
Head with a ball fake to Tonsmeyer. He gets hit. Oh, he had some room there, but he was tripped up. But not before he got 6 or 7 on that left side behind Ford Brown and J.D. Livingston.
And Parker Floyd tripped him up, and if not, John Paul Head probably takes that one to the house.
Head throws it out. He's got his man Littleton for his 8th catch of the year, and that's another first down. Josh Franklin in a rhythm early.
They're going quick. They're getting the ball to the outside, but being able to use the run game with John Paul Head.
Handoff, nope, ball fake. Head looking, makes one man miss, throws it out. Tonsmeyer, he's got a blocker. He's at the 30, 25, cuts to the outside, lowers his shoulder, and gets more yardage to the 15-yard line. Tough run by William Tonsmeyer.
And what about the patience that Tonsmeyer had? He directed Bruce Littleton, said, go get him. And Littleton did a great job of getting a block out in front, and that allowed Tonsmeyer to get down the field.
Man ran into Head there as a little miscommunication, and that kind of threw off the timing of the play, and they'll do good to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, busted play there. Obviously, either the quarterback or the running back went the wrong way. They ran into each other, and that disrupted that play. So now you're looking at a 2nd and 10.
Trips up top. Head keeps it around right end. Got a kick-out block. Had to cut it inside. Hewitt was trying to kick his man out, and Head cut back inside, but that flow got him. So only a 2-yard gain on that 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Head took a shot there. Looking to the sideline. Vestavia taking a little more time here. We'll see what they're thinking as far as 4-down territory based on this play call. They've got it 5 wide spread out.
Head drops, looking left, throws left, got a man across his middle. Richardson for his 3rd touchdown. He hasn't played many games, and he already has 3 touchdowns as Richardson with his 23rd catch of the year.
Richardson's in the slot. It's a simple slant route wide open. Contact at the end zone line, falls in for a touchdown, and that's a great start for Vestavia. Move right down the field. Kept it on the ground a good bit, but behind John Paul Head. He ran it 4 times for 13 yards and then finishing it off with a touchdown pass to Keon Richardson for 12.
So Simpson on for the extra point. He is 9 of 10 on the year as he's come on for Carter Shirley. It is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
as coming up hard's Plaisance, also with a cast on, one of many Rebels with a cast on, Spence Hanna at the safety position.
Just a great aggressive job by this Vestavia defense starting early. And there you see Hewitt again very quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 7. Little stunt there from the front 3. They hand to Mitchell inside. He's got room to run. He's belted down by Jordan Ross, but he'll have a 1st down, the first one of the night for the Huskies.
That is great blocking at the line of scrimmage by Hewitt-Trussville. Just got a good hit, big gap that allowed that play to develop.
1st and 10. Both these teams are going to fly, so just buckle up, as they say, as they hand off to Mitchell. And he might get a couple very near the 35-yard line, and they're right at the ball ready to go again.
Nice recognition that time by Jacob Watson to come up, take that tackle on, and make the play.
Hammock at the left defensive end right now. They will rotate linemen in a lot tonight. Ross and Watson coming in to scissor tackle Serena after the slant catch. So 3rd down and about 4.
That was a great play by Jordan Ross. He was coming with pressure, recognized the slip screens, came off the play and made the tackle.
Floyd gets it, running left side, trying to get there, and I don't think he's got it. I think he's a yard shy. Interesting decision for Josh Floyd.
He doesn't appear to be hesitating at all. He's going to go. This is a big play early in the ball game.
Floyd hands it. Mitchell, I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it. Bean, Watson, Ross, and the boys in blue stop the Huskies.
What a huge play by this Vestavia defense. It's a gamble by head coach Josh Floyd. He decides to go for it on 4th down, and the Vestavia defense comes up with a big-time play.
1st down at 10 for the Rebels, and now they've got the advantage of being at the Huskies' 41. Head with a full house backfield. Tonsmeyer behind him, flanked by Littleton and Caden Taylor. Handoff, nope. He keeps it. Head coming in behind the blocking. His knees go down at the 37. We'll see where they mark it. They might give him close to the 36, and that's a 5-yard gain.
And a good start. John Paul Head getting really good push up front by that offensive line and just able to fall forward.
Handoff Tonsmeyer trying to find his way. He's going to lose a yard. The Huskies came in with what looked like a run blitz maybe, Chad. I don't know, but they filled the gaps nicely.
Vestavia has run it very consistently early in this ball game, and that time Hewitt-Trussville just sold out for the run. They had 6 guys in the backfield to blow that one up.
3rd down and 6. There's the shift, and they got the Huskies on that one. Number 17, Drew Hollis, jumped on that, and it'll make it a 3rd and about 1 or 2.
And that's why you do it. You shift, you hope that you get the defense to jump off sides, and instead a 3rd and pretty long becomes a 3rd and 1, and now you would expect John Paul Head to be coming downhill.
Yeah, this is normally about 97.3% of the time. Mr. Head is going to take it and throw his 210 somewhere. So we'll see what happens here. He's flanked by a couple of bodyguards. He fakes it. He's going to run up the middle. Didn't fake anybody, and he's got the 1st down, which happens on about 97.1% of the time.
Just an outstanding job, good blocking up front. But John Paul Head, this offense is built so well. It suits him so well. You show the play action on the speed sweep to the outside. Head keeps it, dances forward, and picks up another 1st down.
Head with the RPO, rolling right. Got a man, he's open. Oh, it was picked off. A beautiful play. He lobbed it a little too much to Taylor. And I'm trying to see who made that. Was that Phillips?
Looked like Riggs Dunn rolled over the top, and
Riggs
that's what
Dunn,
happened.
yep.
The play action got the linebackers, brought them up. Head rolls to his right. The receiver was open, and instead of zipping it in there, he didn't see the safety, and the safety Dunn was able to roll over the top to pick that ball off. So that's a big play for Hewitt-Trussville, and Vestavia had a lot of momentum and looked like they were going to go put some more points on the board.
A little too much air, right? It was okay to throw it softly, but just a little too much.
He didn't know the safety was there. He thought he had plenty of time to loft it up, and Dunn came out of nowhere to make that play.
1st and 10. Floyd rolling, right, looking. He's got a man in the flat open at the 23. He's covered by Caden Daniels, but a nice pitch and catch to Loving. And that's a 1st down.
And you just see these styles. When you look at these two quarterbacks from a style perspective, Floyd plays a lot like Johnny Manziel. Head plays a lot like Tebow. It's those contrasting styles from the quarterback spot.
They hand off inside, wide open up the middle. running to daylight. He'll be caught at the 27, but that's Jackson Melton with a long run. And you wonder how that would happen right in the middle of the Vestavia defense.
And that's the big plays that you worry about. Melton came into this one with 51 carries for 266 yards. Just busted that one open. Clearly some kind of miscommunication defensively for Vestavia, and a great run by Melton.
Seven 0 Vestavia, as you see, with 5:01 to go. Floyd, right side, cuts inside. He's got quick feet, and he'll get down to the 15-yard line before he was dropped by Caden Daniels and others. So good run by Floyd there.
There you see the niftiness that Floyd brings. He's so hard to bring down, the way he moves around.
Inside Mitchell again, this time stuck, but he'll get 3 maybe. Miles Plug on the tackle, along with Grayson Bruno. 2nd down and 6. Miles Plug getting a lot more playing time, Chad, on this defensive line and linebacking crew. Floyd that time ran up the middle and got stuck rudely. I think Mr. Boucher came up and met him in the middle.
And safeties walk down to help in the run game. Now Hewitt trips to the left side, 3 receivers, 1 running back in the backfield.
3rd down and a very short 4, maybe a long 3.
Vestavia thought there was movement on the Hewitt offensive line, but no flag comes out.
They've got to get to the 6-yard line. Floyd drops, throws it in the flat, and boy, he got hit out of bounds by Jack Mayhall, who knocked it loose, but the ball flew harmlessly out of bounds, and they got a 1st down.
Another miscommunication in coverage for Vestavia. Donovan Price ran a little deeper route, and 2 Vestavia defenders covered him. That allowed Floyd to drop it off to the short back, and he gets inside the 5-yard line.
1st and goal for the Huskies. Whistle, and we have a flag. Procedure usually in this case.
False start against Hewitt-Trussville. It's crazy how momentum switches in a ball game. Just a few minutes ago, Vestavia driving down the field looked like they had a chance to turn this thing into a 14-0 lead, and just like that, Hewitt gets the interception. They take it right down the field, and now they're knocking on the door trying to tie this thing up.
1st down and goal from the 7. Looks like Floyd changing the play a little bit. Vestavia jumps around. Floyd looking left. He's getting pressured by Ross. He missed him. Floyd still looking, still on his feet, and he just lobs it up out of bounds. Ross had him dead in his sights and couldn't bring him down.
We got a flag out on the play. Those are the plays that Vestavia's going to have to make tonight.
Did he go past the line of scrimmage to throw it? You know?
Didn't look like it to me. We'll have to see. There may have been an offensive lineman downfield, and that's what the call is. And that's tough for those offensive linemen. It was supposed to be a quick route. Floyd comes up quick. He's going to hit the slant to the left side. Great pressure by Jordan Ross. That forces Floyd to scramble, and while he's scrambling, the offensive lineman, expecting a quick route, thought that ball was already out, so they go downfield. And we'll see if Coach Evans takes or declines that penalty. He's going to obviously take it and back him up all the way to the, just right at the 12-yard line.
Floyd will roll left. He's got plenty of protection. Throws it out. Easy pitch and catch to Loving. A little bit too easy. And the Huskies are a point away from tying it up.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage by Vestavia in the secondary. And Loving made that one look easy. Gave a quick move to the inside and then shot to the outside. Wide open. Nice throw. And this thing's an extra point away from being tied up.
On to kick Trip Ward for the Huskies. It's blocked. That could be big in a game like this. So the Rebels come in and block it. I didn't see who got it, but it's 7-6 Vestavia. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Renew and refresh.
JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh. Welcome back to Rebel Nation Sports Network. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher on the kick. And the Rebels will have a chance to run it back. I think that's Chase Webb, 15-20. He's in a full dead sprint to the 30-yard line before he's brought down on the Rebels. We'll start right there.
Webb is dynamic in the run game, with very close to breaking that one. In the early going, Vestavia has moved the ball pretty well. They have 78 yards of total offense. Hewitt-Trussville already has 135 yards of total offense. And again, even though they lost to Thompson last week 40-14, they put up 350 yards of offense. So it is going to be an offensive battle tonight.
Head coming around left end. He's got a shoestring tackle there. Nice job, Clayton Hollis, getting the feet of John Paul Head for only a 2-yard gain.
And you see this Hewitt-Trussville defense walking down. Vestavia is running the ball already 10 times here in this ball game, so you see Hewitt start to walk down.
John Paul Head on the out pattern. Cooper Mollison breaks a tackle, 40, 45, still on his feet to the 46-yard line. Great run by Mollison. He'll pick up 12.
And that makes that play even that much more important. When that defense starts walking down, you have to be able to throw the ball, and did a really nice job. Good play by Mollison after the catch to pick up some extra yards in the first down.
Handoff inside. Tonsmeyer. Second down and 10.
Clayton Hollis again in on that tackle. He's flying around, making plays for Hewitt.
Second down and 1. Head left side's got room, runs into a man, but he'll have the first down. He'll get tossed back, but he'll get to the 48-yard line for a first down for the Rebels. Excuse me, third down. I'm looking at the chain. He got past the first chain, and I'm getting a little excited. It's 3rd and 7.
Well, you're not used to Vestavia playing behind the sticks, and that's what happened there. It's a nice gain. That puts it in a manageable third down for the Rebs.
Head rolling left, looking to run. He's got room. We'll see. Really, boy, I think he got it. He got it at the 44-yard line. Nice run by John Paul Head.
Such a good play by Head. Wanted to throw the ball down the field. Well defended by the Husky secondary. Head stayed in the route as long as he could, but then tucks it and just gets that first down.
Head throws a quick slant out to Caden Taylor. They had a block out there. Actually, that's Littleton. Taylor was out there to block. Tried to get it. That's worked before in the past. Hewitt defended it well.
And that's what Vestavia's done in this early going in the pass game. They've taken these short passes. Head's now 5 of 6 through the air.
Second down and 8. Tonsmeyer flanked to his right. He'll pitch it. Tonsmeyer engulfed and drops. Right there. That's a good play by Owen Robinson, the middle linebacker.
Just read that perfectly from the get-go. Again, for Vestavia, missed a block. There's no way he's supposed to be wide open on that play. That's the linebacker out on the edge. You've got to put a body on him, and nobody did.
Third down and 10. Under pressure, Head. He throws it across the middle. It was right near the first down marker, but Keon Richardson just couldn't hang on to it. And now it's a fourth down for the Rebels.
That ball was a little bit low, but that's a play you have to make. Did a good job of running his route, got right to the sticks, went down to catch the ball, just unable to bring it in.
Owen Simpson on to kick for the Rebels. Riggs Dunn back deep. There's the nice high kick. Simpson has done just a masterful job this year. 36 yards a kick. He's very adept inside the 20, and that's his 8th this year inside the 20, and he's only punted 17 times, so half his punts are very good. But Hewitt gets the ball back, trailing 7-6.
Yeah, it's a good job of pinning them back. So if they're going to get any points, they're going to have to go the length of the field. But what we saw on the last drive was Hewitt able to break some big plays. Had the big run up the middle by Mitchell, and that really sparked that drive that led to a touchdown.
First down and 10 for Hewitt. Handoff. I thought the receiver started coming up the field a little early there. Melton inside for 2 or 3. That's the hot thing, as you know, the Dolphins and Niners using motion, getting that running start. It looked like he started turning upfield a little early.
Yeah, they're going to use a lot of motion. They're going to use a lot of formations. They're going to be quick, and that's what makes this Husky offense so difficult to defend.
Second down and a long 5 from the 17. They throw a wide receiver screen out. Good blocking by the Huskies, but better tackling. Cohen Nelson and Mr. Shea over there. He's about a yard shy of the first down.
Good job of wrapping up, not allowing him to break those tackles, and now Hewitt very quickly back up the line, but that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
We will take a 1-minute break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Welcome back to Thompson Stadium. Buddy Anderson Field, Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, B.J. Milliken on the sidelines. Trussville with the football. A good game, very competitive, tight. That's what we expect, right?
Yeah, it's what everybody expected coming into this ball game, is two teams that were very competitive, looking to make a play, making plays throughout this ball game they have offensively. And we're in a little bit of a pause as in the end zone, Senator Jabbo Wagner's here to honor the Vestavia Hills High School 7A Cross Country State Championship team. So congratulations to that group. And now we'll get back to action on a 3rd and 1. Hewitt-Trussville from their own 21-yard line.
And this is where they'll do a quick Gus Malzahn type get to the line quickly, snap it quickly, Floyd quickly, and he's got the first down and more to the 28-yard line. Of course, I make that reference as Mr. Floyd was the first state championship quarterback for Gus Malzahn in high school in Arkansas many years ago.
And has developed his offense and his schemes as a result of Coach Malzahn's, and just another member of that Malzahn offensive tree.
Handoff inside, pretty good. Oh, there's a nice play by Bruno going high, Spence Hanna going low, and they hold him to a couple of yard gain, Mr. Mitchell.
And that's one of the first times since the first drive that we've seen Vestavia hold Hewitt-Trussville to a negligible gain on first down. They've been getting good 4- and 5-yard chunks on every first down that they've had since then. We'll see if they can put a couple of plays back to back.
Split receivers. You got 5 out there, 3 up top, 2 down below, no back for the Huskies. They'll do this. They're called Husky Fast. That's their nickname, and that's exactly what they try to do. Keyed by Mr. Floyd. And he looks and takes a quarterback draw up the middle, and he's fast. He's running to the 50. You're trying to gauge his speed, and he's so quick with those feet. He's down to the 42-yard line before Mayhall drags him down.
And that is a great play call by Josh Floyd. You spread them out. You go 5 wide receivers. Vestavia's playing man on each receiver, and they've got 2 safeties in the back. So what do? You've outnumbered them. You can outblock them 5-on-4, and you call the quarterback draw, pick up a big gain on first down, and then come back here on another first down play.
Shea on the tackle, but not before another 4 or 5 on the chunk play, right the first down. And here goes Hewitt, ready to snap it again. Second down and 6. Now whistle, and I think we've got a timeout. So we'll take a 1-minute break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Welcome back to the Huskies and the Rebels. Floyd drops back. This time just drug down. Jordan Ross just grabbed him by the shirt tail and dropped him right there. So it'll be a third and about 5 for the Huskies.
Good play by Ross. Vestavia's moving Ross all over the place.
Whistle, I don't think they were set, do you?
Vestavia had to take a timeout. They went so fast that time. Vestavia was in no way set. They did not have the receivers covered on the outside, and the defensive line was moving all over the place. So a smart timeout there by head coach Robert Evans. And that's really indicative of kind of the way this game's gone since that first offensive series for Hewitt. Vestavia was able to force a 3-and-out, and since then, this Vestavia defense has really felt out to kilter. They just look uncomfortable out there. Hewitt's moving really fast. They're mixing up the formations, and that's giving Vestavia a really difficult time to match those formations early in the game.
Hewitt-Trussville with 185 yards, and we're just underway in the second quarter to Vestavia's 104.
And everyone seemed to expect that to happen, and what's the difference is so far, and look, Vestavia's leading 7-6, but Vestavia on back-to-back drives has had a turnover and then unable to convert on a 3rd down. So it's not the yardage. Both teams are going to put up a lot of yards. You just have to make the plays. You have to get points when you get the football, because if you don't, you know the other team's probably going to come right back and go down the field and put points up on the board.
3rd down and 6. Floyd throws out wide receiver screen. It's one-on-one there. Can you make a tackle, make a play? And no, he got the first down as Bean was out there, but they just could not tackle and corral James Kelly in the one-on-one.
Vestavia was in man-to-man coverage. It's that one-on-one tackle situation. If you make the tackle, you've got to stop and you force a punt. Instead, Hewitt's able to break the tackle and they get another 1st down.
Toss out to Kelly, who just caught the ball on the outside. Missed tackle, still on his feet. 20, and Jacob Watson has to wrap him up, and that's another Hewitt-Trussville 1st down.
And you see what Hewitt's doing also by going outside. This Vestavia defense has been out on this field a long time, and you can see they're a little bit tired running to the football.
1st down and 10. Kelly in motion. Floyd goes right side, cuts back, and he's got another big chunk gain, about 6. Gibson Bean knocking him down there. The line of scrimmage is being owned right now by the Huskies.
Absolutely, and Floyd went inside that time. He had a guard who pulled out. If he'd have gone to the outside, he might have gotten to the edge and gotten a touchdown.
Floyd hands off inside, and Cohen Nelson, or Bean, I think, comes up hard to stop Melton. But again, you think Vestavia runs quick? Hewitt runs faster, which is amazing.
They are quicker, and now you got a Vestavia defender down, and that's what we talked about. These guys are just worn out. I mean, it's going so fast, and I know the Vestavia defense or offense goes fast, but you don't get a ton of reps against your first-team offense when you're the defense for Vestavia. So this is not something that you practice against a lot. It's just not something that's familiar, and so I think Vestavia is really struggling to adjust to this speed in this first half.
So there's a timeout on the field with the injured Rebel there. Let's go to B.J. Milliken on the sidelines. And, B.J., what are you seeing down there from your perspective?
Good to see Bruno walk off the field. And now it's a 1st and 10 for Hewitt-Trussville from the 12-yard line going in. Scott mentioned Hewitt-Trussville 211 yards of total offense with still almost 9 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
1st and 10, Floyd, right side, cutting back, still on his feet, and finally drugged down. He'll get 7 on that play.
Another good run by Floyd. Good push by this offensive line, and very quickly back up to the line of scrimmage.
Floyd hands off. That's inside Kennedy Mitchell, and he gets down to the 2-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and goal for Hewitt. They're going to bring in a couple of bigger bodies. They're going to go heavy. This is the first time the Vestavia defense has been able to take a breath this entire drive.
1st down and goal. Handoff, Mitchell inside, touchdown. So Hewitt drives on a nice drive, mixing run and pass, and takes the lead over the Rebels, 12-7. They'll probably go for 2, I would think. Or
probably a little early for that. Yeah, they're going to bring the kicker out, go for an extra point. The one thing they might lead you to do that is because of how tired this Vestavia defense is. You drove down. Do you want to go ahead and do it? But typically you're going to wait until later in the ball game to make that decision.
Trip Ward on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. The score 13-7. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
Welcome back to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. Let's go to B.J. Milliken on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, it's kind of a tale of 2 drives. The big drive that kind of took the air out of this side of the stadium was the interception. And since then, Hewitt-Trussville has been taking the momentum back. Over here on this sideline, it's been kind of flat, frankly, the last couple of drives. Right now, they need something to happen good where there's some intensity because, like I said at the beginning of the game, the intensity was there in the practice. It just hasn't carried over after the big pickoff from John Paul Head.
All right, BJ, thank you very much. The kick sails harmlessly in the end zone, and the Rebels, they need to answer here. And it's out of bounds on the kicking team, so they'll get the ball on the 35-yard line. But they need to answer here.
Yeah, I think twofold. One, Vestavia needs to put together a drive because you're down, and you need to get a good rhythm going back offensively and get some points on the board. But 2, this Vestavia defense needs a rest. They cannot afford a 3-and-out to put them right back on the field with the way that Hewitt-Trussville's moving the ball.
1st down and 10 Rebels. Head fakes it to Tonsmeyer, goes outside, and he's knocked down there. Nice play by Parker Floyd, as you said, the leading tackler. And Head had some room, but he got knocked off balance.
And Vestavia's getting beat up on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Both the Hewitt-Trussville offensive line's getting a great push, doing a good job. And here on that play, that was a great job by the Hewitt defensive line to just push the Rebels backwards, nowhere for Head to go.
2nd and 12. Head drops, got a man open, Mollison at the 44. Mollison ran a good route. They gave him some padding over there. Did Michael Igbignagadi, his brother, of course, in the NFL. That's a 1st down throw to Mollison.
And that was a nice job and a good play call by Vestavia. Again, this Husky defense is walking down, knowing that Vestavia is going to run the ball, so they're going to have to mix it up, throw it there, and a nice throw and completion from Head to Mollison.
In motion, Richardson. Another back-to-back throw. Head's got a man open. Mollison was there wide open, and it fell off his fingertips just a little tall for number 11. It was open for a mile.
Play action. Head threw that ball on a line, almost as if he needed a little more air under that ball to allow Mollison to run underneath it. He put his hands up, but just bobbled it and was not able to bring it in.
2nd down and 10, man.
And that's tough, and that's been the difference so far in this ballgame is Hewitt's made those plays when they've been available. Vestavia has not.
Tonsmeyer inside, and he is rattled down right there. Parker Floyd came in. That was a Wednesday play from the video that he watched as he read it all the way. 3rd and 9.
And Parker Floyd has been better than advertised. His brother is one we've been talking about so much because he's the quarterback and how well he's played. But goodness, Parker Floyd has been outstanding. False start against Vestavia.
Vestavia moved, and that'll back them up to 3rd and 14. So Vestavia, I don't want to say rattled because I don't think the Rebels are rattled. They're just, it's not fluid right now.
No, and I think a lot of that is a credit to the Huskies for the things that they're doing, both offensively and defensively. That obviously a self-inflicted wound by the Rebels.
Head will drop, obvious passing down, makes a man miss, rolling, buying time, and he just whoa. Did he catch it?
Oh, goodness.
Head was trying to throw it out of bounds, and they're saying he caught it. I don't know why he didn't throw it way out of bounds. John Paul lobbed it, and it was intercepted. I don't think I've ever seen that.
He was clearly recognized there was nothing there. There was no receiver anywhere near. And as he got near the sidelines, he simply tried to throw it out of bounds, but just kept it too close, and Hewitt comes up with a big interception.
Wow, John Paul with a little miscalculation there. Normally quarterbacks throw it 30 yards out of bounds, right?
Right. Just a little lapse there for John Paul Head. Didn't get it far enough out of bounds, and instead of punting and potentially forcing the Huskies back, now they've got great field position right at midfield.
The Rebels played a lot of guys on the defensive line, and Shea comes up to make the tackle on that one with Plaisance as Serena got the ball, but there's a lot of guys in there for Vestavia you don't normally see. Alan Peterson, the senior, is in there right now. Handoff again, Melton. He's right side. He's got a 1st down to 37. They're just wearing out Vestavia at this moment.
All over the field. Great job of running the ball there by Hewitt-Trussville. Good push up front, and you see how fast it happens. That is so hard when you're playing defense and trying to understand what's going on, and the ball snaps that quickly.
Floyd drops back under pressure, rolling right, throws over the middle. Is it picked? Oh, it fell harmlessly to the turf. He tried to find Serena, who got his fingertips on it. Shea and others were there, but they just couldn't get it. I think Luke Beckham was also in the vicinity.
And that's a really good play defensively by the Rebels, but another one where you had an interception, you had an opportunity, but just unable to take advantage of it.
Walker Gardner, now a senior lineman in Chad. A lot of names that we don't normally see this early. And there's Trussville getting about 7 over the right guard. Look how they're swapping guys in and out virtually every play.
They're bringing 3 per play into the ballgame.
To the far hash mark, too. So it's a longer run, right? On 3rd and 5. Floyd running right, and he's got all the room down the sideline, and there's a touchdown. Touchdown Huskies, and it's 19-7.
Hewitt-Trussville doing whatever they want offensively. That's another really good run by Peyton Floyd. A little quarterback sweep to the right side. Broke through the initial point of contact near the line of scrimmage, and no one anywhere close as he broke into the secondary and ran into the end zone.
Trip Ward on for the kick, and it is up and good. Timeout on the field, 20-7. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. Go to choosera.org.
20-7, the Rebel fans I don't know if it's a shock, but certainly surprised right now. We all know Hewitt-Trussville's a very good team, a perennial playoff team, but I certainly thought, especially after the first drive, that the Rebels were really ready to play, but Trussville has come on and kind of taken the spark out of the crowd a little bit. There's a kick that Webb has at the 3. Picks it up, going straight up the middle. He's got a room. 30, 35. Webb is on. Nobody's going to catch him, I don't think. Run, Chase Webb. Run. Touchdown. Chase Webb fumbled the ball and then went 96.
And what happens a lot of times, you see him fumble it there, bobble it. A lot of times that kickoff team hesitates for just a second. Great blocking up front. There's man and Tonsmeyer. Webb takes that cut to the outside, and it's off to the races down the sideline. What a big play and a huge answer for the Rebels when Hewitt-Trussville had grabbed hold of the momentum in this ball game. Great play by Webb.
All right, Chase Webb with his second kickoff return for a touchdown this year. He had one in the opening game, as you remember, versus Mountain Brook. On for the extra point is Owen Simpson, and that got the crowd back into it a little bit. The kick is up and no good. Simpson misses his second extra point. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
All right, some electricity tonight. Chase Webb with his second kickoff return for a touchdown. And the Rebels, I don't want to say back in it. They've always been in it, but they're closer. 20-13. Chad and I were talking what that could do for this football team. Let's see if the defense picks up that momentum right now. Simpson with a short kick. Did he touch it? I think he touched it. He touched it, and the Huskies will be on the 3-yard line.
And that's a mistake by Loving. Vestavia almost made an error after having a huge play in the special teams to get the kickoff return for a TD. Vestavia almost had a big mistake and kicked the ball out of bounds. Instead, Jaden Loving goes, it looked like he fell down as he was running towards that ball. He shouldn't have been anywhere near it as it was going out of bounds. Instead, it hits him, and so Hewitt's going to start this possession at the 4-yard line.
Josh Floyd does not like the call, but that's where Trussville will start at the 3. First and 10. Floyd just takes it, runs right side, and that's too many yards there to the 9. So he'll get 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And that's just a continuation of what they've been able to do. They're getting guys in space. They're getting guys to the edge. They're kind of wearing this Vestavia defense down in the early going.
Handoff. Martin inside. And he gets to the 15-yard line, first down. Now, people would think that's listening in and watching, Vestavia plays fast. They practice against it. What's the deal? What would you say?
You've never played against this speed in a game-type situation. Again, you may go against your one some, but that's not a thing that happens every single day during the season. So it's just not something you do all the time.
There's a beautiful option pass inside for Serena. Vestavia really defended it well to only give up 5 or 6 as Serena took the option for Floyd. 2nd down and 7.
And right now, Hewitt is averaging over 8 yards per carry. So they've already rushed for 231 yards here in this first half.
Handoff again, this time stuffed up. That's Mitchell and a host of Rebels in there. Gibson Bean, Jacob Watson, and others.
It's just been high-level offensive performance by Hewitt. They're 4 of 6 on 3rd down.
3rd down and 3. Floyd right side, broke free. He's down the sidelines. Can Shea get him? Floyd's really fast, and he's going to have the touchdown. 74 yards for Peyton Floyd.
He still hasn't stopped running.
He ran to the gates where people still come in.
And you see that happen sometimes. It's a 3rd and 3 or 4 yards. You walk guys down to the line of scrimmage. You want to try and make a big stop in the run game. But if your frontline guys at the point of contact don't make that tackle, there's nobody back there to be able to clean it up. And that's what happened there. Floyd broke the tackle, took it to the house.
Trip Ward with the kick. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
Rebel Athletics would like to thank Ross Neely, Yearly and More, Kathy Smith Remax, Alexander Shonora, Alabama Pain Physicians, Streamline Scientific, Molecular Designs, Arc Realty, and LeMaster Medical for their contributions.
Thanks to all those sponsors there, along with Birmingham Fastener. Here's the kick by Trip Ward. Fielded. This is Carson Mann at the 5. Going up top, and he's rattled out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So Vestavia coming back, and another shocking run by Floyd, and down by 2 touchdowns again.
And after that Floyd touchdown run, Hewitt now has 309 yards rushing on 30 carries, over 10 yards per carry. But regardless, now it's time for this Vestavia offense to take a deep breath, put a drive together. You've got 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go put points on the board.
Tonsmeyer, right side, and he's tripped up there. Flag down. Now, face mask, maybe?
And unfortunately for Vestavia, you've got to run the ball because you want the clock to run. You cannot afford, if you don't pick up points or pick up a first down here, you need that clock to run so that Hewitt can't get the ball back, and that's a face mask against Hewitt. That's a big break for the Rebels. So I think you may still see them run the ball once. You can do the entire offense here. You're at midfield now, or just shy of midfield. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left. Vestavia has 2 timeouts. So everything is at your disposal. You don't have to rush, but you'd also like to use some clock so that the Huskies don't get the ball back in this half.
Handoff. Littleton, he's going to throw it. Got a man. Knocked away. Littleton, of course, a quarterback. And now they throw a flag. Richardson talking to their guys. And a little trash talking going on there between Cameron Wynn and Richardson, and the flag will be on Wynn, I should say.
Yeah, it was tossed it back to Littleton, who's played quarterback at times, and then the pass down the field to Richardson, pass interference against the Huskies. It was really well defended by Wynn down the field. I didn't see it with the blind eye, but both officials threw that flag for pass interference.
So 1st down and 10 for the Rebels as they have it on the right hash mark now on the 38-yard line. 2:59 to go in the first half. Head throws it out. Mollison. That's a nice play on first down. Finally drugged down by Parker Floyd, who's all over the field from his outside linebacker position.
And that's the type of quick hitters that really work for Vestavia. When their offense is good, they're making those types of plays. We've got a Rebel.
Oh, that's Tonsmeyer. Looks like that is injured. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Back to the action here. And William Tonsmeyer goes out of the game and did not put any weight on that leg. And that's not good because after Tonsmeyer and John Paul Head, the next highest ball carrier has 13 carries on the year. So Carson Mann will come in. Flag on the play. Delay a game. Wow, that'll be a first, right?
Seems like he called an illegal snap against Vestavia, so maybe there was an illegal snap by the center. But that's a tough call. Again, Vestavia gets the first down. They've got some momentum moving the ball, and then penalty's going to back them up. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in this half.
First down and 15 for the Rebels. In motion, Richardson. John Paul Head drops back, throws it out. Man in the flat. He'll get to the 29-yard line and pick up about 5.
That'll take the Rebels under the 2-minute mark. But again, the full disposal of your offense is there. You've got 2 timeouts, plenty of time.
You just don't have a William Tonsmeyer back there, right?
True.
Head looking left, throws again. Mollison makes a man miss, gets down and get out of bounds. He does. So nice play by Mollison. I think that's his 3rd catch of the night. Mollison to the 20-yard line, and he's just 1.5 yards shy of the first.
Yeah, Mollison's been good tonight. 4 catches, 43 yards. Now a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 2 from just outside the 20.
Fake. Head around left end. He's got plenty of room. Good kick out block by Taylor. Head still on his feet, and he's down to the 4-yard line. He's a lot like Floyd, just in the antithetical way, because he's a load to bring down, whereas Floyd, you saw his speed last possession.
That's one of the first times we've seen John Paul Head have a good bit of room to the outside. Had a zone read look there, pulled it, got to the outside. Good call and good block by Taylor that got John Paul Head inside the 5.
Timeout, Peyton Floyd. We'll keep it here with 1:21 to go in the first half.
That's a
and
good.
B.J. Milliken will have Robert Evans at the half.
That's a good timeout by Hewitt-Trussville. They had 2 left. Vestavia driving, has a lot of momentum, moving the ball down the field. Give your defense a little bit of break. Talk it through. 1st and goal for the Rebels. We'll see how they choose to attack this 1st and goal situation. They've moved the ball pretty good on this drive, running the football. Overall, I think Hewitt's done a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage and not allowing those big runs, but that was a nice one there by Head on that last play. And now it's all about making plays. You're in the red zone, trying to get points, trying to make a play, and need to put these points on the board. Last week, against Thompson. Hewitt-Trussville was driving right before the half, had a chance to cut that ball game within 10, but they were unable to do so, and they fumbled, and that gave Thompson the ball back.
Let's get a quick update from B.J. Milliken on the injury.
Yeah, William Tonsmeyer's still in the tent. He came out briefly and kind of tried to test that right leg. I couldn't tell if it was an ankle or it's just the right leg, but still in the tent.
Head goes in for the touchdown around the right end, and you heard the injury update there. And there is the score for Vestavia to get back within 8.
And that's the play that Vestavia needed to make. Despite what Hewitt-Trussville's done offensively, they're able to put the drive together right before the half, get into the end zone, and now they're lined up as if they're going to go for 2, and now they'll shift to kick the extra point.
So Robertson will hold. Simpson will come on to do the extra point kick to try to make this a 7-point game. He missed the last one, and this one is good. 27-20. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Welcome back to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. Owen Simpson will be set to kick. The Rebels hanging around 27-20. They just got to get some stops here with the Huskies. And there's Loving on the kick, and he's tackled there. Good special teams play by the Rebels. Rush Harper, linebacker, with a nice play on special teams.
Good job by Vestavia. Again, the offense has made the plays that they needed to. They've gotten them back to where this thing is a one-score football game, and so now defensively, you want to be safe. You don't want to allow anything behind you, but you can't be so conservative that they're able to hit shots and get down the field. So it's a tough call here. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Hewitt has one timeout.
Josh Floyd will throw it out. Loving there, and a missed tackle again, but coming over hard, Grayson Bruno to clean up the missed tackle on the Rebels. 2nd down and 4. Floyd rolls right, got a man in the flat. Right there, Johnny on the spot spins Hannah, but again, not before the chains move, another 1st down.
The clock stops as they move the chains, but Hewitt's so fast back up to the line, they don't need much time.
1st and 10, Huskies. Floyd looking deep, he's going to take a shot. He's got a man wide open at the 40. Nelson a little too much padding there. Cooper Langston got the catch, and here's the Huskies running to the line. Clock stopped at 32. They've done this in about, 30 seconds or so?
Incredibly quickly, and I don't think that was a defensive play call situation. That was just a busted coverage. Again, another Husky receiver cushion, yeah. Running open.
Little too much. Now Ross is in the game. He was not in at the first because I think Robert thought they might not be aggressive with their offense, but they're aggressive constantly. Floyd dropping right, got a man open again. Cohen Nelson there again. Serena with another easy pitch and catch from Floyd.
And this is a clinic from a two-minute offense perspective. In less than 40 seconds, they're already inside the Vestavia 25. Now the whistle's being blown.
And timeout.
The play
timeout. Is it not a heat timeout, right? It's just a timeout?
Yeah. Clock stopped because it went out of bounds, but someone obviously called timeout.
So we'll keep it here. And I'm not sure who called timeout. To your point, somebody did.
Yeah, Vestavia called the timeout, and it's to give the defense a little bit of a rest and really talk about what they want to do here with 24 seconds left. Hewitt still has a timeout. They're moving the ball. They've done a good job. They've thrown balls to the sidelines. They've gotten out of bounds, and when they get a first down, they are back up to that line of scrimmage so quickly, ready to roll. And as soon as the chains are reset and that clock starts, they're ready to go.
So Vestavia putting in a host of new guys. Chad, Josh Milner coming in at defensive end. Larry McSwain coming in at defensive back. Some guys that haven't played at all so far in this game.
Having to use a lot of bodies. Our Vestavia try to keep guys fresh because of how quickly this Husky offense is moving.
There's a shot of Milner right there, number 35. Floyd got some room. He was going to run it. They came up to tackle. He still got the completion. Inside the 10 is Jackson Melton. And another whistle, timeout, Vestavia. And they have moved down the field. I think it was, what, minute 11, I think, when they got the ball. And in less than a minute, they're knocking on the door inside the 10.
Just incredible offensive performance by Hewitt-Trussville in this first half. They already have 445 yards of total offense. That is incredible. A Vestavia
158.
And a Vestavia defense that was giving up just over 8 points per game. They already have 27 and looking to add to that here. It's just been an incredible offensive performance.
And they got stopped on the first drive.
That's a great point, and haven't been since. Have just been going and doing what they need to do. And for Vestavia, you felt like you kind of wrangled some of the momentum back. You were able to score a touchdown. You cut it to a one-score game. And then just in a flash. A couple of times.
Yeah.
And then just in a flash, Hewitt-Trussville's right back down the field inside the 10.
Trying to make it another 2-touchdown game. First and goal from the 8. Floyd rolling right, going to run it inside, 5-4, down to the 1. 8 seconds to go. They'll stop the clock at 7. They'll get up there in a hurry. Hammock is looking around. They don't have any timeouts to reset now.
Do they signal touchdown?
Wow, I didn't see that he scored.
I didn't either.
I had binoculars on
scrimmage.
him. Yeah, but he must have snuck in, I guess. I had the binoculars on and did not see that at all. Trip Ward on for the extra point. It is up. It is good. Timeout on the floor, or excuse me, on the field, I should say. Now 34-20. We'll take a 45-second break. You're watching Rebel Nation.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
317 yards rushing for the Huskies in a dominating offensive performance. And here the Rebels, they're down by 2 touchdowns. It was 1 right before that score, so hanging around. But they've got to make some adjustments or this will not happen tonight for Vestavia, right? There's a little squabbly kick just to kill some time. They don't want to kick it to Webb again. And that's just going to run out the clock there. Well, there's 1 second left as Vestavia, Harrison Heath, a backup wide receiver, just kind of caught it and made sure it didn't squibble away. So last play of the half. And B.J. Milliken will have Robert Evans for the halftime interview. It'll be interesting to see what Robert says about this defensive performance in the first half.
For Vestavia, you've got an option. Do you just take a knee or do you run some kind of razzle-dazzle? It seems like they're a little confused on what they want to do might just want to get to the half, although they are lined up in a situation to run a play, and looks like now we have a delay of game against the Rebels. I think it's just a situation, take a knee, get to the half, and regroup. I mean, this has been kind of a little shell-shocked for the Rebels with the way that Hewitt-Trussville's come out in this ball game.
So 1 second to go here in the first half, and Vestavia will just take a knee, and that'll be that. But Hewitt Huskies have come to play. There's no doubt about it. And B.J. Milliken will have Coach Robert Evans coming up right now. B.J.
Coach, your assessment of the first half.
Yeah, we got out-coached, got outplayed, got out everything. We're probably fortunate to be only down 14. We still have a chance, but we got to find something. We don't have a call right now, and they're just out physicaling us at the line of scrimmage, specifically offensively. And then, you know, Peyton and Floyd is just a really good football player. So, but they're playing and coaching better than we are right now. But the good thing is we've got we got a chance to make it a game in the second half, and I think we will. But you know, we got a lot of stuff to get fixed.
With as much as the defense has been on the field, does that change your strategy any offensively?
No, I mean, I don't know what. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to gamble. I mean, what's the point in kicking it deep if we're not going to stop them? We might as well try to onside kick it every time or fake punts or whatever. So just disappointed in that first half. But the good thing is it's a two-half game, and a lot stranger things have happened in football. So be positive, not beat, and that's all you can do. And hopefully we can make this a game in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, that is head coach Robert Evans. Got some work to do in the halftime interview. 34-20, Vestavia down to Hewitt. We will take a break, come back with some of the halftime interviews and such. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
When you have an appliance problem in your home, call On Time Service. Our appliance technicians will arrive on time in trucks fully stocked with hundreds of replacement parts. From stoves and ovens to washers and dryers to refrigerators and dishwashers, it's appliance repair on time or we pay you $59. And always backed by the On Time Service guarantee. For appliance repair, call the Appliance Pro at On Time Service.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Welcome back to Vestavia Hills High School. We're at the half. Hewitt-Trussville leads Vestavia 34-20. I'm pleased to be joined by Jay Stewart, Vestavia Hills Board of Education. And Jay, been around a lot of Vestavia Hills games. This one came in, a lot of hype. And what's your thoughts of the first half so far?
It's a lot of scoring, obviously. Hewitt, these games they're known for this. I think a couple years ago we came out and kind of got a lead on them, and then they came back the second half, kind of scored there right at the end. So hopefully we can do something similar tonight.
And look, you've been here a long time. You obviously serve on the Board of Education. Talk about what high school football really means to this community. You've played, you've been around it. Yeah. It's just something special on a Friday night.
It's unbelievable. It's so unique, and when you play for Vestavia, you have this brotherhood that I know other school systems claim they have, but we truly do have it here. And when seeing Robert out here now, back when I played, Robert was our ball boy, and he was in the locker room, and now he's leading our program, and the foundation coach set, and just where the trajectory of the program and where it's headed, it's great to be a part of and great to see, and it's funny, but with Vestavia players, there've been so many good players throughout the years, but the common thread is there's a belief, and for whatever reason, you put on those red hats and blue jerseys, and you believe you can win, and that goes a long way.
When you hear the word family thrown out a lot for Robert, literally his family. His father coached here, and now he's obviously coaching here. But this Board of Education is really invested in athletics. You talk about the hire of Robert and what that's meant, Athletic Director Myra Miles, and that's something I think this board prioritizes, thinks is important because, again, what it means to the kids and what it means to the community.
Well, it's when Myra came in, and you had Coach Anderson, the winningest coach here in the state, everything he did for the program, and then to see Robert kind of take the ball and literally run with it, and what we've done with the jumbotron, but that's just all aesthetics, but the program and where it's headed, and from little leagues all the way through the middle school teams, and then the freshman team and the JV team, we've got more players than we've ever had, and they all want to be a part of it, and because it's special, and whereas other communities right now, they might be struggling to find players for football, we're not, and because it's truly something that you don't just take what the wins and losses, but you take it through the rest of your life, and there's a bond that's I have with former players. I saw a bunch of them today, and that you just have with the rest of your life.
It's really incredible. Tackle football, obviously, at the elementary levels. Flag football has become really big. A ton of kids playing that. Talk about you. You've been here in the community. We talked about that. You've been around the program, but now you're on the Board of Education. From that perspective, what do you see from the schools and the things that you see coming forward just now that you're in that role actually on the board? How has your perspective changed?
I'll tell you, the common thread is the families of Vestavia. The buy-in, the investment that they put forth in education, and it's second to none, and it's why people live in our community. But you live in it for not only the academics, but for the community aspect of it as well. And it's just been such an honor to get to serve with the board members I get to serve with, Todd, who's leading the program, and I couldn't have asked for more. And then the support we get from City Council and just all throughout is just a cohesive unit that we want excellence for our kids, and we want them just not only in education, but then extracurricular activities, the arts, the sports, the whatever, robotics team. I mean, we want the true experience that you can come to Vestavia and you get as much as anything you want.
That's exactly right. And we're here covering the games. We talk about the athletics, but the academics are second to none in this state. So many people. What do you see on the horizon for this Board of Education, for our schools, academically, and I guess all around going forward?
We the plans to just keep demanding excellence, and so just going forward with a lot of the proposals we had, or I guess building plans, we haven't given up on those. That maybe we can bring those back, but it's just it's a different model now, and so we got to prioritize and slowly but surely just see, okay, what we can do now with the end goal having the same. The plans are there, and we still want to do it. It's just how we do it is going to be a little different now.
Well, it's going to be exciting to see what happens with this Board of Education. Thank you for your service, and we appreciate, again, Dr. Freeman, the entire board. You guys, folks may not know this, you're not getting paid for your service on the Board of Education. It's all on your time, and I bet a lot of people say it takes a lot of time. Maybe you didn't appreciate how much time it would take, but again, thank you for your service, and thank you for what you do, and for all you guys, the outstanding work you're doing on the board.
Well, thank you, and a lot of other folks came before me, and so they've made my job easier. The new guys that have come on board since I've been there are super people. So it's truly a community effort, and the outstanding men and women we have in our community, and it's an honor to serve. It really is.
Well, thank you for your service. Vestavia school system, it's academics, it's athletics, it's everything in between. This is Jay Stewart from Vestavia Hills Board of Education. We'll be right back after this break.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
We start each day at Birmingham Fastener with the same core values in mind: integrity, grit, and accountability. We're looking for talented people to join our sales and manufacturing teams. As one of the nation's leading manufacturers, we have over 10 locations across the country and endless opportunities to grow and succeed alongside incredible teammates. Become the future of American manufacturing and help build our nation's infrastructure one bolt at a time here at Birmingham Fastener.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Welcome back to the Rebel Nation Sports Network. We'll take a look at the Vestavia band and enjoy them in a moment. Beautiful setup as we enjoy the Vestavia marching band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. Culinary sponsors, Miss Erin Dillon and Miss Jenny Strada. Favorite sponsor is Miss.
That's the Vestavia Marching Band. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
We start each day at Birmingham Fastener with the same core values in mind: integrity, grit, and accountability. We're looking for talented people to join our sales and manufacturing teams. As one of the nation's leading manufacturers, we have over 10 locations across the country and endless opportunities to grow and succeed alongside incredible teammates. Become the future of American manufacturing and help build our nation's infrastructure one bolt at a time here at Birmingham Fastener.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Welcome back to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher, B.J. Milliken. We'll get an update on William Tonsmeyer in just a moment. But word is he is not going to be available in the second half, Chad. Obviously, that changes things for Vestavia.
He's such a big part of this offense. The running game for Vestavia struggled so far tonight. 19 carries for 61 yards. Tonsmeyer had 5 carries for 9 yards, but he's such an important part of this offense. And so now next guy up. You have a number of options, number of guys that will get a chance to run the football, but that's a big loss for the Rebels as they're going to try to claw out of a 14-point hole. The good thing is they get the ball to start this second half, so they'll get a chance to put an offensive series together. But again, big loss there with Tonsmeyer not back in the ball game, but it's really been an absolutely dominant performance by Hewitt-Trussville here in this first half. 453 yards of total offense compared to 154 for Vestavia. Peyton Floyd, 13 of 17 through the air for 136 yards, but 12 carries for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kennedy Mitchell's added on another 101 yards on 14 carries, including a 47-yarder. He has 1 touchdown. And so Hewitt-Trussville just moved up and down the field, done what they've wanted to do offensively for Vestavia. It's really important for this first drive to be good. And I think you're going to see Coach Evans be very aggressive with the way he talked about it in his halftime interview. There's no point in kicking it deep if they're just going to go right back down the field and score. You might as well kick it short. You're going to take risks. Let's go for it on 4th down. Let's try some fake punts or onside kicks, that sort of thing. And so I would expect him to see Coach Evans and this Vestavia team be rather aggressive here in the second half.
All right, Chase Webb and Carson Mann will go deep for the opening second half kick, and we'll see what kind of changes that the Rebel defense has made. But first of all, they'll get the ball offensively and try to cut down this 14-point deficit. There's a little squabbly kick. They may not kick it to Chase Webb for the next 3 years. And that was caught short and knocked out at the 35. They'd rather see the Vestavia start there than possibly see the back of number 2 running down the field.
Yeah, good decision, Webb. Such a dangerous weapon. And if he doesn't run that kickoff back, this thing could potentially be out of reach. I mean, that's a huge score now when you look in the grand scheme of things, with Hewitt going down and scoring right before the half to extend it to 14.
Head has it around left end, led by Mann, and he's still on his feet as he'll get, well, maybe 3, or he's wrestled down there by Riggs Dunn and some other guys. Second down, well, we'll give him 4 actually on that. Second down and 6.
That is a very strong, nice-looking run by John Paul Head. He had a little something extra behind that one.
Handoff man, right side, cutting inside as he got a kick-out block, but he'll only get 2 over there. And third down and 4. This is big. I mean, you want to get some momentum here early in this third quarter for sure. Man up the middle, and that looks like a call you know you're going to go for it on 4th, right?
Absolutely going for it on 4th down, and that's why they ran it there on 3rd.
And he's very close to a first down. Man, they ought to measure that. He's half a foot short of that, right? That is right. Well,
it's about a half yard.
Yeah, about a half yard. Okay, I got the yard marker. So he's about less than 3 feet, maybe 2.5 feet away. They're going for it. Head up the middle. He's got it. Still on his feet. And boy, I thought he was going to break that tackle, but he got to the 47-yard line. Will Phillips, who's a good-looking sophomore defensive back. His dad was John David Phillips, the Alabama quarterback. His brother just signed with Tennessee in basketball, and he'll be a college prospect as he gets older, the safety for the Huskies. Head drops back over the middle. He's got Richardson, and he's belted, but tried to make a first down catch, but that's a little 3-yard gain over the middle.
And as you watch these offensive play calls by Vestavia, especially when you get to the 2nd and 3rd down.
Well, I said 3-yard gain. He lost a yard.
They didn't give him any forward progress.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm surprised by that. I thought it was over the middle about 3 yards. And Head drops back. He's got a man, Mollison. He's really having a big night. He's probably the best night for the Rebels.
Mollison's been good. He's running really sharp routes, breaking free. He's been open a number of times. Had that deep ball where they tried to hit him down the field, just off his hands and incomplete. But that's another good first down conversion.
Head around right end. And this is kind of methodical, Chad, but they are moving the chains.
Doing a good job moving it. Great block out front by Caden Taylor, leading the way on that run.
Second down and 8. Thought about throwing it, and that didn't fool anybody. I thought it was a pretty good fake, but coming in hard and collapsing that pocket pretty easily. Clayton Hollis led the way to knock down John Paul Head.
So we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. As this entire half, what I would assume, the 3rd down play may not be what you would typically see on 3rd down, because the mentality is we're going for it on 4th down. So it may not be a throw all the way to the sticks. It may be just shy of it, knowing you have 4th down to pick up the first down.
Head drops back, breaks a tackle outside. Richardson tied his man up. Oh, boy. He had the first down, but he fell about a half-yard shy. Richardson had tied up his block, Jaden Cantley, the star, Chad, and I thought he could get the first down, but he tried to get outside again.
If John Paul Head goes straight ahead, he picks up that first down. He could have fallen forward for the first down. Instead, he tried to go around the defender, and as a result, he backed up, and now he's got a 4th and 1. Vestavia taking their time, play clock at 15.
Head left side, got a first down. I thought he might get stopped behind the line of scrimmage as Robinson was there trying to get him down, but he had enough strength to break that tackle.
That was a good play by Head. Robinson, as you said, flew into the backfield, had a chance to stop him short of the line to gain, but Head was able to break through it like he has done so often throughout this season to keep the drive alive.
Head drops right, throws it deep, picked off. He fell down in the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. He was trying to find Mollison. They'd been so methodical and then took the shot, which isn't a bad idea. But Mollison was double covered.
And he never saw the corner. He thought he had one-on-one coverage down the field with the safety. The corner was sitting underneath and just dropped back, went up, and picked it off. So you had two Husky defenders back, and what was a really nice drive for Vestavia ends with an interception, the third one of the night for the Rebels. A short gain on first down. So now for Vestavia, this defense really has to step up. They've got to make a play. They've got to do something to ignite this offense, ignite this team, to give them another opportunity. Cannot let this Hewitt team just go up and down the field in the second half. That's a good stop on second down, a short pass to the outside. Nice coverage, nice pursuit by this Rebel defense, and now a big third down. You're looking 3rd and 7.
Third down, 7. 3 receivers set. And a back flank to Floyd's right. Throws over the middle with that sidearm throw, and there's Loving again. And he's got the first down, and he's the slippery guy to try to keep corral. But once again, the Huskies move the chains. They've done it all night.
It's a good route to get open, and then you can't miss tackles. Gave him another 10 to 15 yards as the result of the missed tackle.
He throws like Phillip Rivers a little bit, doesn't he? It's a kind of a short arm, side arm kind of deal, but it's very accurate. You know, he hands off. No, he kept the ball. That good ball fake by Floyd. I thought he handed it to Mitchell, but there's a flag down, and that's going to be a face mask.
Jordan Ross ripped Floyd's helmet off.
And there's some frustration going on the Vestavia side.
Yeah, and I don't think that was intentional. I think
no, I don't think it was either. But just, you know, focus or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah, he did a good job of recovering and pursuing the football. Did Ross, went in there, made the tackle with a face mask, and the helmet just came right off.
Huskies have the ball 1st and 10 at the Vestavia 38.
First down at 10 to the 38 of Vestavia. Watson coming in like he's blitzing, or actually that's Harrison Faust, but a whistle blows the play dead. I guess Faust got in there a little bit too quickly. So encroachment called. And it's first down and 5. Very surprising that the Vestavia defense has been, I don't think it's preparation. I wouldn't go that far, but it's just been off tonight. The Huskies with 480 yards. Handoff inside, Mitchell, and there's not many negative plays right now, Chad, for the blue against the white.
And that was even happening on those early drives in the early first quarter. And you talk about it, they've been a little off, but most of that is Hewitt-Trussville's doing.
Floyd around right end, trying to get the first down. He's got it. A host of Rebels over there, Ross, Gibson, Bean, and others. But not before the chains move once again, and that is 22 first downs for Hewitt-Trussville. They're back at it again. Handoff, Melton. They're going to rotate Mitchell and Melton. They'll wear you out, and then they'll pop a pass to Serena or Loving, right? Floyd will do a little quarterback keeper. They just run their stuff, and it's really good.
But that's an important first down. I mean, that's the type of carries you have to minimize them to on first down to make the rest of the drive a little easier.
Off the left tackle, Floyd back on the outside, and he's got another touchdown. And he did the little watch signal to show what time it is, and Vestavia could do nothing about that, and that makes it 40-20.
Short gains on first down help, but if you're going to give up runs like that, there's just nothing you can do about it. Hewitt-Trussville now has 513 yards of total offense. Peyton Floyd has 224 yards rushing.
So the kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. Vestavia down 41-20. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Kickoff. Again, fair caught at the 30. That's where Vestavia will take over.
Vestavia had a nice drive offensively the last series, just unable to finish it off. It resulted in an interception. And that's been the story of the night. Every time Vestavia's gotten something going or had an opportunity, they've either made a mistake to shoot themselves in the foot or Hewitt has made a play. As a result, the Rebels trailing by 21 with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Pass out to Mollison. What is that, 6 or 7 catches for Cooper, who's really been effective tonight?
Good play. It looked like Hewitt got a little early jump on that one too, but no flag.
6 for 65. Head right side, breaking in the middle. And he's across the 50 to the 47-yard line. A positive play there for Cameron Wynn. Drug him down. First down, Rebels. And, you know, Vestavia's got 15 first downs, Chad, so it's not been all horrible. It's just things like that on an open receiver. We miss it a little bit or miss a block or miss a tackle.
And that last play took Vestavia over 200 yards on the night offensively, which, to your point, is not terrible at this point in the ball game.
But it's bad compared to 513, right?
But when the other team's put 300 more yards up than you have, it's just tough. It's going to be a false start to back him up.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Second down and 15. Head drops, throws it to Cooper Mollison. Breaks a tackle. Again, he's played well for the Rebels. If we had a player of the game for Vestavia, he would get it.
He's doing a good job. And one thing the Hewitt defense is doing a good job of is keeping everything in front of them. For Hewitt, you don't want any big plays. They had 5 defenders back in the secondary that time, which was why Head dropped it off short. That was a flag, another penalty against the Rebels.
Holding on the offense, penalty decline. So 4th down and 8. for Vestavia. 41-20 as you see. Third quarter melting away. Head drops over the middle, picked off. Third pick of the night, and Livingston runs him out of bounds, but there's the pick off by Riggs Dunn, and it's just been that kind of night. Fourth pick of the night.
Four interceptions.
John Paul Head.
Hewitt-Trussville. You're not going to win many games when you give it away that many times. And it's just been kind of the story of the night. On a fourth down play, you're going to have to force the ball down the field. It was a 4th and long, so you probably have to put it in a little tighter window than you typically would want to, but that one sailed high, and really there was nowhere for Head to go anyway. It was well defended in the secondary, no open receivers at all. You tried to force it in and resulted in another pick.
Handoff, Mitchell, right side. He'll get 3 or 4. And again, they're just picking up chunks after chunks. And have been living on this side of the 40 pretty much, right near midfield, most of second quarter to now.
I don't think you're going to see them go slow, but they're going to go slower than the super fast speed they normally go.
Handoff inside. That time a host of Rebels was there. Ross, also a host of other guys there. I think Alan Peterson was in on that tackle. So 3rd down and 7.
Hewitt-Trussville 6 of 8 on 3rd down.
Oh, they stopped them.
Stop there.
Good play by Harrison Faust. Gibson Bean over there. And another Rebel injured.
It's an absolute certainty that God has called the church to be the vehicle to minister to organizations. We provide for the church what the church is not prepared to provide for itself. And Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow special role.
Fourth down and 3 as the injured Rebel coming to the sideline is Harrison Faust, who's played a pretty good game himself.
Yeah, good to see him up. It was a very quickly the trainers ran out there to check on him. Looked a little concerned, but glad he was able to get up and walk off on his own. And now Hewitt going to line up to go for it on 4th down.
Football near the 50. Or on the 50, actually. Floyd to roll left. Throwing deep. Going for Loving and knocked away. Pretty good coverage. Is that Mayhall? Mayhall has come in for Caden Daniels after the injury, and he's played some really good football for the Rebels.
Good job of recovering. Loving got a little bit behind him on the go route. But Mayhall did a good job of recovering and gives this offense a chance. You keep it at 21. If you can go get some points, you still have a little bit of a chance here in this game. But this offense has got to execute, hold on to the ball, and they need to take shots down the field to try to score quickly. And that's been the difference tonight, as you see. It's the quick passes, but you see 3 white jerseys all around the ball. There's just no opportunities for Vestavia to break out the field to get extra room. None at all.
Head, throw it outside. Richardson's got it. Could he break a tackle? No, it's Jersey. Gets pulled to the 37, but again, Vestavia moving chains like they did a moment ago before they threw an interception a couple of series ago, Chad, in the end zone. And methodical, but still moving the chains. Again, 16 first downs. Head throws it, and there's Mollison again. Just having a career night. I mean, this guy only had 20-plus catches. He may have close to half that. Chad, tonight. That's his 9th or 10th catch. I'm getting an update here. There's a long throw to Richardson falling away, but he's got 9 or 10 for sure. What do you think?
Close. Taking a shot there on the corner route to Keon Richardson. That's 9 carries for 92 yards.
He's been
for
thrown
Cooper
to.
Mollison.
I'm sorry. Thrown to 13 times,
Yeah,
right?
that last catch by Mollison was outstanding. It was thrown out a little bit too far. He laid out Superman-like and was able to bring that ball in. He's been phenomenal tonight.
Head inside, running, and he'll get inside the 20 and to be 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down.
So a 3rd down play here for Vestavia, knowing that you're going for it. You have 2 downs to pick up 4 yards. Charlie Ingram comes into the game in the heavy package. Little confusion on the sidelines. Carson Mann comes off.
Ingram to the right, tight end slot. 3rd down and 4. This is 2-down territory, obviously. They hand to Webb, or no, Head still got it. Sorry, Webb came through on the speed sweep, Chad. That could have gone for 6, right?
Should have given it to him. Yeah, there was an opening. Everything was clogged up in the middle, expecting Head to run it straight ahead, which is what he did. They showed the speed sweep with Webb, showed that run action, and instead nobody bit on that at all. And he's fast enough to outrun those guys to the corner. So it's a situation where if you wanted to come back to that a little bit later, you would have an opportunity to pick up some positive gains. Vestavia substitutes, Hewitt substitutes. 6 seconds left in the quarter. The Rebels are going to let it run down and take this snap when the fourth quarter begins.
And that'll run it down. So, 4th quarter to come. Vestavia did not get back in the football game in the 3rd like we expected. And they got 1 quarter to go, 41-20. We'll take a break and come back with more. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Are you sure about the air you breathe at home? You can be with Green Home Solutions. They provide indoor air testing, treatments, and analysis that doesn't just find the problem, but resolves the problem. Disinfection, mold remediation, and odor removal creates clean indoor air so your family breathes easier. Call Green Home Solutions at 205-968-1425. That's 205-968-1425.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
There's the 3rd quarter, changing of the guard and the colors. Here at Vestavia High School, 41-20. Hewitt's been in control since pretty much 2nd quarter, midway through, when they took control of this football game. Vestavia's cut it to 7, 2 or 3 times? But always a quick answer by the Huskies.
Yeah, and the interceptions have really stood out. 4 interceptions tonight for Hewitt-Trussville. They've shut down a couple of different scoring opportunities for the Rebels. To me, look, Hewitt's put up a lot of yards. They're over 500 yards, which is phenomenal. We still have a quarter to play here in the ballgame. The 41 is a lot, but I can't say I'm shocked about that. It's the fact that Vestavia hasn't been able to keep up. And they've had those chances to potentially put points on the board. They've just made a mistake that's really killed a drive and kept them from scoring.
Yeah, we knew it'd be a high-scoring game, right? We figured, correct? We figured a high-scoring game. but we thought, to your point, it would be a close, high-scoring game, and right now it's not yet.
No,
it was early, but has kind of gotten out of hand.
Now a big 4th down here for Vestavia. If they want any chance of clawing back into this one, they're going to have to convert this 4th down. It's about 4th and 2. 2.5.
Fourth down, 2. Head throws it out. Richardson breaks the tackle. Can he score? He's pushed out of bounds by Phillips, or I should say, is that Dunn that pushed him out? Riggs Dunn did. But Richardson almost with a score. He has an earlier touchdown in this game. 1st down and goal. Head running left, and he sneaks around the corner for the touchdown. So not much celebration, Chad, but it is a score, and it does make it 41-26.
You've given yourself a chance. You've cut it to 2 scores here. This as a result of that touchdown, Hewitt actually had an extra man on the field on that play. The flag did not come out.
Right.
He didn't get off the field in time, but nonetheless, Head scores. And now you're looking at this extra point to try and cut it to 14.
So Simpson is on. Robertson will hold. Ingram will snap it as usual. Placement down. The kick is up, and it's good. So 41-27. The Rebels answer. Now we need some stops and more answers. You're watching the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Renew and refresh. JH Outback focuses on strengthening family bonds with spouses, parents, and children to help in spiritual growth and life purpose. Join us for a fun-filled weekend together in an undistracted environment, enjoying the outdoors with great food, entertainment, and live music. JH Outback. Renew and refresh.
Welcome back to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium. Scott Griffin, Chad Pilcher. Set to kick Owen Simpson, who's been really good. There's an onside kick. It bounces up. Can they get it? Oh, man. The Huskies fall on it. Let's go to B.J. Milliken with a update on Tonsmire.
Yeah, Griff, what has been a somber sideline remained somber at the beginning of the second half, rather. William Tonsmire did come back in the cart, but he was without pads and on crutches. So obviously he's not coming back in this game. We just hope that he's healthy enough to go the rest of the year.
All right. Not good for the junior, and he's so key, Chad, as we talked about. He almost has what he had last year rushing coming into this game, but you got to figure out a way to get it done without him.
That's a huge loss for the Rebels. Going back to that onside kick, great recovery by James Kelly for Hewitt-Trussville. That was a really good onside kick attempt by Owen Simpson. You got the bounce that you wanted. The Rebels were just unable to go up and get it. Had a chance, it was close, but they couldn't make the play.
2nd and 7, Floyd around left end. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. The tackle was made by Boucher. And right back to the line. Not slowing down too much, Chad. Oh, good play by Bean. Oh, but Floyd just wrestles his way. Bean had him in his sights, and Floyd just wrestled away for the first down.
Great play by Gibson Bean. He went underneath almost that offensive line. He saw the play. He got there. He had Floyd wrapped up behind the line to gain, but as he twisted, he threw him forward. And so had a chance to make that play, but that's just the way the night's gone for the Rebels. Had a chance to make it, but instead Floyd's able to fight forward and pick up the first down.
Floyd throws it out to Loving. Good block out there. It slipped down, but is there going to be a flag? And looks like there is yellow down at the 37-yard line.
That block was a little too good.
It looks like there's an injury, too.
Likely going to be.
It looks like a cramp because Ross is helping hold up his teammate's foot, right? Maybe.
The cramp there, and they're going to have a legal block against Hewitt-Trussville. It's going to back this one up.
Holding on the offense. Loving had a big play, but that'll come back.
And that's a big break for Vestavia. If you're going to, again, you got the one score. Can you come up with that stop? And that's what Vestavia's really been missing, is to put those plays back to back and get that momentum going where you can try to get the ball back, get it to your offense, see if they can cut it to 7 here. But you're going to have to come up with a big stop defensively. That was a big gain on first down, but a huge penalty against Hewitt-Trussville to back them up and gives Vestavia a chance. Now it's 1st and 13, so you're starting this drive behind the sticks.
First down at the 47-yard line. Vestavia with all kind of defenders standing up, running. Ross in the middle of the field. Floyd there. Watson hit him low, but he still falls forward, Chad, 3 or 4 yards.
He's so good at that, and it's been impressive. We knew it coming in. Coach Evans talked about the way he just makes plays, and he's continuing to do it in this ballgame.
Loving has it up top, and he's thrown down by Ross, who was started near the center and goes out and makes the tackle on a very quick throw.
You love to see that kind of effort by Jordan Ross, flying to the outside to make that tackle, and puts them in a 3rd and 8 for the Huskies.
Floyd gets it, quarterback run, and that's a nice play by Watson, who drops Floyd in his tracks. Nice defensive play. We haven't had enough of those, but that's a good one there. So now 4th down and 9.
And Jacob Watson's quietly having a big night. That's his 11th tackle on the night, and it puts Hewitt in a 4th down situation.
Floyd kicks it, and he got run into. Are you kidding me?
We'll have to see.
Bruno came in to try to block it. I don't know why he would do that. On 4th and 9, trying to make a play, though. I'm not faulting Bruno. He's trying to make a play for his team. We'll see what it is. But maybe it's running into the kicker. And you think it's roughing?
Personal foul, and that's a killer. Vestavia's defense came up with the big stop that they needed. You can't fault anyone for being aggressive. But goodness gracious, that is a tough blow for the Rebels. You were going to get the ball back, and instead, now Hewitt's going to be inside the 30 with a 1st down. So now the Vestavia defense will have to try and do it again. They did a great job. They got aided a little bit by a penalty on that last drive, but see if they can come up with a big stop again here.
1st and 10. Floyd hands off. Mitchell. Again, what, 6, 7 maybe? 5, 6. 2nd down and 5. 375 yards running the football, Chad, against the Rebels tonight. And they came in, did Vestavia, giving up 249 total as a team.
Yeah, all the
tonight,
stats.
545.
All the stats have been flipped upside down and thrown out the window, and it's just a credit to Hewitt-Trussville for the way they've been able to come in here and execute. This is a good Vestavia defense, and they've been good all season long against some really good football teams, and Hewitt's just done a number on them tonight.
Floyd breaks a couple of tackles, he's gone. And he's done that all night for Floyd. So his 5th touchdown running the football. He's got 1 in the air, and 47-27. So John Paul Hood scores on one end, but Peyton Floyd has taken over this game with his legs and with his arm, to be honest with you. The extra point is up by Trip Ward, and it is good. Timeout on the field. The score, 48-27. We'll take a break.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
Oh, boy, there's the kick. Carson Mann caught it, or actually crossed Tonsmeyer, and he got belted down right there. They will never kick to Chase Webb again. He's just a sophomore, but we may never see him catch the ball on a kickoff against Hewitt again in the next 2 years.
It would almost be malpractice by any coach that does kick it to him at this point.
That's crazy. It's 2 touchdown returns for kicks so far this year. Head backpedaling a little bit makes you throw it just like that into the ground to man as pressure was coming. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I think this is a really important next 8 minutes for Vestavia Hills.
And I am going to think you're saying for the year.
For the year. It's not going to make a difference in this ball game, but how are you going to respond? Are you going to give in? Are you going to call it a night? Or are you going to keep fighting? And that's a nice throw and catch. Both offensively and defensively, are you going to keep bringing it, keep playing hard, because this season is not over. This is a disappointing loss, and you never like to lose, much less like this, in a game that matters as much as this one does. But how are you going to respond to this adversity, both in the rest of this ball game and the rest of the season?
Mollison with his 11th catch. 12th catch, Chad. He had 12 coming into the game. He's got 12 tonight.
It's got to be those red sleeves he's sporting tonight.
So he's 1 shy of last year's total already here in game 6. Head rolling. This time he'll throw it way out of bounds. I think he learned his lesson on the pick from what, 2nd quarter?
That's correct. And that time they want to run an out and up, and just well defended by Hewitt-Trussville once again. Cameron Wynn, the safety, stayed back, didn't bite at all, and there was just nowhere to go. It was a one-man route trying to get it to Richardson down the field, nowhere to go, throw it out of bounds, and now a 3rd and short. They're going to bring in the heavy package. Watson, Ingram, Jordan Ross also in at receiver. Play clock's down to 12. Vestavia's going to have to hurry.
48-27. Clock down to 3. They get it off. Head looked like he hesitated, and that cost him, Chad. He did not get the first. He might have gotten a football length. So it's going to be 4th down and about 1.5 feet.
And he hesitated because there were Husky defenders in the backfield. Just shot back in there and disrupted that play.
They'll do it again. Same play. This time they'll get it. Barely. Depends on where they mark it. I think he's got it.
Yeah, that's another play where Hewitt did not get all their players off the field, but the officials did not see it. It didn't matter as Vestavia picks up the 1st down.
And it hasn't been on the scoreboard, let me qualify the statement. Bad offensive performance on the scoreboard, but the 4 interceptions does obviously hurt.
You can't have that many turnovers and beat good football teams.
Head going back off his back foot. Double coverage. Ross is there, but did he get his feet down? No. Well, there's a highlight play for Tennessee fans for the Tennessee commit. I'm not so sure the guy couldn't play tight end or something at the next level.
The way he jumped.
Very natural looking, isn't he?
Yeah, he plays basketball here at Vestavia as well, and the way he jumped and went up from that ball, that was special. Yeah. Just floated up there in the air, out-jumped both defenders to make that catch, but came down out of bounds.
Caden Taylor on a little swing route. That ball's loose. and it is picked up by Hewitt. Taylor got helicoptered, Chad, and that's another turnover for the Rebels.
Short pass to the outside, aggressive defense by the Huskies running to the football. Flipped him around, ball comes out, and that's another turnover by Hewitt. By our count, we've got 3 fumbles lost. We've got 4 interceptions, 7 turnovers for Vestavia tonight.
7.
You can't win. You can't win a big game like that.
They had 8 coming in, right? 8 all year. 7 turnovers. Floyd gets it, hands off, and stuck right there. Is that Monty Hedgeman? It is. Monty Hedgeman came up hard and knocked down Mitchell. He's a hard-working kid, a junior.
And I think you're going to see Hewitt.
2nd down and 9. You're going to slow it down?
Slow way down. Yeah, those offensive linemen get up. They're going to walk back. And for Coach Evans, just a tough night. You're trying to think through what can we do, but it's all about processing and getting ready for the next one and making sure your guys finish strong here. It's been just a dominant performance by Hewitt-Trussville. You lose William Tonsmeyer, which is a tough blow for this Rebels offense.
Oh, a horrible blow. Floyd hands, and inside again, Mitchell still running. Finally hit at the 46, still pushing. And look at the fight of the Huskies. I mean, they're winning the game, and they're continuing to push piles.
That's what we talked about. How is Vestavia going to respond? A flag came out on that play, so we'll look and see what the call is.
The Huskies have some backup linemen in there now, Chad, and still moving the football pretty good. Personal foul, face mask. So that'll move the yard marker even further down the field towards the Vestavia goal. It's just been a tough night for the Rebels. 5:30 to go in the football game.
And this is the first time this has happened all season long. Even the Thompson loss, that was a competitive game, back and forth the entire game until right at the end. This one it's been close, and Vestavia's gotten close a couple of times, but this one's just been all Hewitt-Trussville from really about late first quarter on. They've really just taken control of this game and haven't given it up.
Handoff. Mitchell, left side. First down. Ross tried to throw him down, didn't. That kind of night. Ross thought he slung him to the ground, and all he did was sling him forward for more momentum, and Mitchell almost had a touchdown before Kate Daniels bumped him out of bounds.
Just piling on, and that run takes Hewitt-Trussville over 600 yards of total offense for the night. They're now 609 yards of total offense, 443 yards rushing on 50 carries. And now it's just a matter of letting that clock run out. You see the frustration.
And it's to the point now, you see Sean and Robert, who can be animated. It's to the point now, Chad, his brain spinning. Not that he didn't know what to do, but wondering, what's going to happen here and how do you address the team? What's the right words, right? What do you say? You lost Tonsmeyer. You got whipped in a big game, but you got plenty of season left. You got plenty of reason to play. You're still in the playoff hunt. So there's a lot going through Robert's mind right now for sure.
There's a lot on the line in these next 2 region games. Next week at home against Oak Mountain.
Yeah.
Then go on the road to Tuscaloosa County, who's playing Hoover tonight. And then, look, that last game at the end of the year, that's an undefeated Helena team, 6A program. But, look, there's the 2 region games to get you in the playoffs.
That won't mean anything, but it's going to be a good game probably, right?
Well, yeah, look, you've got to take care of your business the next 2 weeks. We've got a penalty here. It's a false start against Hewitt-Trussville. That'll back them up 5 outside the 10 as their second goal. But Oak Mountain is struggling. They've got 1 win on the season. They're in dead last place in the region. Tuscaloosa County's had a pretty good year. They're at 5-2, 2-2 in the region with their game against Hoover tonight. But then Helena, they're a good team. That's going to be a big challenge, and it's going to propel you into the playoffs. So whatever kind of momentum or lack thereof that you have is going to be in that last game against Helena. But you've got to get through this one, get off the field, and then just flush it.
Yeah. Floyd rolling left, and he'll just take a knee.
That's a smart play. It's the kind of thing you see from a coach's kid. I'm running. I understand the situation. I'm
not going to get hurt.
Not going to get hurt. I'm not
Right.
going to risk losing the football. I'm just going to go down.
Number 5's coming.
Smart play there. In another game that was important here in Region 3, Hoover is up 23-10 on Tuscaloosa County. So they will
A little closer than I thought it would be.
I agree. They'll be in a strong spot for that 4th playoff position. Again,
timeout, Hewitt-Trussville. We got B.J. Milliken on the sideline. B.J. And we'll take a we'll hold off on that for a second while we regroup in the timeout.
3 minutes, 7 seconds left. Hewitt-Trussville up 48-27. It's a 3rd and goal. And here it's the same thing. You just don't want to make a mistake or get anyone injured.
All right, B.J. Milliken, it's obviously somber down there, Chad. It really has been since number 1 went out. We got the injury update. He's off on a cart. B.J., what's the mood like down there?
Yeah, I mean it's like you would imagine in a 48-27 game. You know, a lot of players with their heads down, but I imagine Coach Evans will have a message of positivity to them after the game. No one wants to lose like this, so obviously the guy's a little down over here on the sidelines.
All right, it's not very happy. It's kind of gloomy, but again, I think, Robert, when we saw that picture of him, you keep things in perspective. You're still 3rd in the playoff hunt, right? Number 3. You don't know what's going to happen with any of these games. You know, you can kind of forecast, but certainly we didn't see this coming. So there's a lot of football to play for. You've got to try to replace Tonsmeyer. You got to try to shake this off of John Paul Head somehow, and then your defense has been shocked a little bit. So you got to get them back around.
This is the type of game where a lot of times the coaches will come in on Sunday or Monday when you're ready to start going back to work, and you don't even watch the film with your team. You just say, hey, it was really bad. We're not going to learn a ton from it other than
just forget it.
Just forget it. That is done. That doesn't matter anymore. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's now focus on these next 2 football games. Let's win these 2 region games, guarantee that we get into the playoffs. If everything holds, Vestavia will now be the 3 seed in the playoffs if they're able to win these next 2 ball games. And then you get a big matchup against Helena to give yourself great momentum going into the playoffs. And that has to be the focus going forward.
3rd down here. Not that that matters in this football game now. Handoff inside. Mitchell, touchdown. Kennedy Mitchell with the score. And did you think this defense under Sean Rainey and Robert Evans, did you ever think you'd see a 5 in front of their opponent with a 4 after it?
And there was not – that was tough. I mean, there was no push. There was not a lot of fight on that play by the Rebels, and that's something you're typically seeing regardless of the score, regardless of the situation, is this defense fighting and continuing to push forward. Not a lot of that on that last play.
55-27. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Lifeline's ministry is necessary because God has ultimately called the body of Christ to manifest the gospel to vulnerable children. We see it beginning in the Old Testament in the Pentateuch. God continues to renew that call over and over and over again to the people. Lifeline, in its role, comes alongside the church with that very narrow specialization to allow the church to live out the mission that the church has been given to proclaim the gospel through orphan care.
Your future is here at Birmingham Fastener.
All right, Vestavia down 55-27. This is certainly to the shocking point now. We said we weren't surprised Hewitt would score points, but I don't think I expected 55, and I certainly didn't expect a 4-touchdown deficit. The ball bounces out of bounds, so Vestavia will have it on that. So, Chad, what would you say? Besides, you got to say something. You can't just forget about the. I knew what you're saying a while ago. You don't harp on John Paul Head not throwing the ball out of bounds because that's just bizarre, right? So, what do you say?
You tell them to get ready and that this was not up to par. You showed up to a big game and just didn't bring your best effort. Even that last kickoff right there. I mean, that was a short kick. And Vestavia's very fortunate that ball went out of bounds.
They didn't catch it.
They didn't get on it. And so it's just something just not there tonight. And even in the early going when Vestavia was playing and keeping it close and you scored early, even then it didn't feel like it was your most crisp game. And look, in these big games, you've got to show up.
Right.
You've got to have your A game if you're going to have a chance. This was certainly not that. But you got to find something else. Where's that extra gear? What happened tonight? What was the psyche of this football team? Because that's what I feel like it was. Now, look, Hewitt-Trussville was incredible.
Oh, they were great.
Incredible tonight.
And Peyton Floyd was beyond what we talked about.
Even we had high expectations for Peyton Floyd, and he exceeded them tonight. And so there's nothing you could do about that.
Wow, nice run by, not to interrupt, but a nice run by Carton Purdy.
Nice job by Purdy getting in.
Go ahead. He was better than we knew he was good. He's 7A Player of the Year, but
he was even better than that.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't have him putting up 258 yards rushing. Just didn't see that happening. Anybody running the ball for 258 yards against this Vestavia team. So it's, hey, this is not okay. Remember what this feels like, and let's get ready to work next week, and let's be better because we have to be better if you want to try to win games in the playoffs.
No doubt about it. And Whit Williams comes in now, Purdy with a nice run there, the running back, just a sophomore. He lost a yard on that play, but had a good run before that. 2nd down and 11, a lot of Rebels in there. You don't normally see Luke Stubbs in there. At tight end, Charlie Ingram's in there as well. Handoff, Williams, he was getting playing time a few games ago, and he's had about 12 carries on the year. Nice run there for Witt. And he'll get about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
And one guy that is still fighting out there, J.D. Livingston. He's coming off the field now with a lot of offensive line substitutes, but Livingston was still flying around, playing incredibly hard with a big block on that last play.
Handoff again to number 32, and that is Brendan Marshall, a senior running back, as he gets a carry. 4th down and 2. Clock at 1 minute and under now. Hand off Marshall again, and can he get the first down? He'll be a yard shy, and that'll turn it over on downs. Well, let's see.
Flag came out. Looked like it might be a face mask against the Huskies, so that would extend the drive for the Rebels.
All right, so we'll take it. Take anything we get at this point. 44 seconds to go. Face mask.
Distance results in a first down.
So, 1st and 10. Robertson, a quarterback, rolling right, looking and throwing, and there's a flag down. I get maybe a hold, I don't know, but he was trying to hit Luke Stubbs over there, and we'll see what this is about.
Looks like they're going to call pass interference. I'll give it to the officials, too. It's easy to check out if you're an official, but they're continuing to call this game, stay focused on their task at hand, so tip of the hat to them.
Josh Floyd wasn't crazy about the call. Trying to get this game over with.
Oh, that's about right. It's offensive pass interference against the Rebels. So I think you may just see Vestavia run it one more time, and let's call this a night.
That's a rarity in high school football. You don't see that very often.
But about par for the course tonight.
especially with backups. I mean, I didn't think they would know how to do that, right? Push off a little bit. Hand off. Marshall got a little rib on the outside. You get to see him show a little speed to the 26-yard line. Again, a senior. Second down and 17, and we got one more play, I think. Hand off Marshall again, inside, running, and to the 22-yard line, another 4 yards to his stat. And that'll do it, I think, Chad. Difficult outing for Robert Evans and his coaching staff and the entire team. They're going to scratch their heads, and this is one you're going to lay in bed, right, Chad, and kind of stare at the ceiling and wonder what happened.
Most certainly, and you see these coaching staff, the great respect for each other as they're congratulating Hewitt on just a job well done. The Huskies came out, two big-time teams. You expected some type of a shootout, and it was just an incredible performance by the Huskies tonight. They dominated this game from about the late first quarter on. They took control. They were able to get turnovers. They were able to put incredible yardage up, 620 yards of total offense. That's not something that happens against a team coached by just outstanding defensive staff. It hasn't happened all season, and really surprising to see it tonight. But again, you just tip your hat to the Huskies for just a great job. And now for Vestavia, we talked about it, Coach Evans. This next 48 hours for him is how do I get my team back right? Get them, find the right words. And that's when coaches earn their money. Find the right words for this football team. This wasn't you're not athletic enough. You don't have enough skill enough. It's not that. Look, Hewitt was incredible. But you're athletic and good enough of a football team to compete against this type of football team, but you didn't do it tonight. So this is a big shot, a big hit mentally, emotionally. All the things that you wanted to accomplish are still there. You can still make the playoffs. You can still make a run. You can't get that second seed in the region. That's gone. Hewitt's taken that away, but now you have to respond and get back ready. And so these words from Coach are important. The words he says over the next 48 hours are important. You see this team get a little bit closer and come in, and he's going to be very direct as he speaks to this team and talks about the performance and what's next for this football team.
We'll take a very quick break, couple of minutes, and we'll come back. 55-27, the final.
Are you sure about the air you breathe at home? You can be with Green Home Solutions. They provide indoor air testing, treatments, and analysis that doesn't just find the problem, but resolves the problem. Disinfection, mold remediation, and odor removal creates clean indoor air so your family breathes easier. Call Green Home Solutions at 205-968-1425. That's 205-968-1425.
You have to pay taxes. Ugh. It's just part of life. In the great state of Alabama, we have an awesome thing in our tax code called the Alabama Accountability Act, which allows you to redirect up to 100% of your state taxes to Scholarship for Kids, a scholarship granting organization that benefits partner schools like Restoration Academy. It's a no-brainer. Use your tax money for something that will make a huge impact at no cost to you. For more information, go to choosera.org.
Robert Evans still talking to the team there as we await on him to finish his speech. What do you think he's saying? I mean, it's kind of theory here, but they're listening, aren't they?
They are. And watch those eyeballs and watch the way they're looking. I mean, look, there's some disappointed young men. You go out, you fought, and it just didn't happen tonight. The better team won. But the reality is you have a very good chance of playing this team again in the playoffs. And so you have to really, you have to focus in and how do we get better to make sure if we play this team again that we're in a position to win that football game. And he's upbeat. He doesn't want these kids to be down. And now we'll hear exactly what he says. We send it down to BJ.
Well, Coach, obviously a tough one tonight, but as you said at halftime, that was a pretty talented group across the sideline.
Yeah, it's it's a microcosm from the fears we had going into the year with both sides of the line of scrimmage just being undersized. They came right at us, and we didn't have a great answer. And long term, we've got to find 250, 270, 300-pound guys on both sides of the line of scrimmage that can withstand that. We weren't able to do that tonight. Part of it was coaching, so I got to look myself in the mirror and say, what do we have to do better? But they also, I thought, just wanted it more than us, and I just told the guys it's been very few times around here where you could say the other team wanted it more. But you tip your hat to Coach Floyd and their staff and their team because they outplayed us and outcoached us tonight. And, we've played good defense all year, and you have nights like this from time to time. Thompson embarrassed them last week, and they responded. I said, we got embarrassed tonight. How are we going to respond moving forward? Everything we want is still out there. The road's just going to be more difficult. So I'm proud of them. I love them. It was not obviously the effort we wanted, and we got some major injuries, so we got to figure some things out. But, I love being the head coach here and going to do everything I can do to make it better. But hopefully we can get another chance. We've got to just develop bigger guys in this program to be able to do what they did to us tonight.
You said it, a lot of football left to play. What's the message this week?
Well, we still got work to do. Oak Mountain, they've struggled this year, and but we're banged up, and we need to just clean up stuff. We've got to scrap some stuff and look at some different bodies defensively to try to get some beefier guys in there. And, we just have to get better at ourselves. And then Tuscaloosa County, who's a big physical team like Trussville, I mean, people are going to take this tape and say, here's the blueprint. Go right at them and make them tackle you. And that was the big fear coming into tonight. We've had some smoke and mirrors and played good defense, and tonight was an absolute barrage. And didn't have any answers coaching, didn't have any answers playing, didn't have any answers getting those guys on the ground. But they did a great job in the second year in a row. They really kind of wore us out up front.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that was the conversation, and it didn't look animated, really, right? It just kind of matter of fact, and here's the work we got to do. And, okay, we lost the battle for second place, but as you said many times tonight, third place, you're still in the playoff hunt. There's still a lot of football and a lot to play for.
I like the way Coach Evans talked about, we said it, how are you going to respond? And he made a good point that last week Hewitt went to Thompson, had a lot of opportunities in front of him, and got embarrassed, got beat pretty good. Tonight, Vestavia came in with all those things there for them and got embarrassed and got beat up on the scoreboard. How is Vestavia going to respond, right? You've got, a struggling team next week against Oak Mountain, a good team against Tuscaloosa County, and then probably an even better team against Helena, and then you get into the playoffs with everything before you. So I like his words. Everything we want to do is still before us. The road just got a little more difficult. And this is where you really measure what do you have as a team? What do you have as an individual? How important is this to you? How hard are you going to fight going forward? Are you going to say, we just can't do it? Or are you going to pick up, take it to a little extra gear, put in a little extra time, put in a little extra effort? And it sounds like some other guys are going to get opportunities. So are you going to be ready if your number's called? This is a very good Vestavia team. Let's keep in mind, they're 5-2. That's really good. This time last year they had 4 losses. This is great improvement in year 2 under Coach Evans, but the expectations had risen even better. So you felt like you had a chance to get this one. You didn't. So now it's time to refocus, regroup, fight a little bit, get a little focused, and come back out next week ready to win another ball game.
And finally, I don't want to speculate, but William Tonsmeyer went off on a cart. It didn't look good. He didn't have weight on his leg. Hopefully he's not injured bad, but if he is, John Paul Hitt is obviously, the guy that makes this thing go, but he's got to have help. Mollison did tremendously tonight with 11 catches. Richardson had a touchdown, but you got to have another guy to tote the football with as much as this team likes to run it, and you just took away a guy that had 600 yards coming in. He's on basically a 1,000-yard pace.
Yeah, that's a huge loss, and there's nothing you can do to replace it, but someone's going to get the opportunity to carry the ball. Probably several someones are going to get the opportunity to carry the ball, and someone's got to step up. Someone's got to – you may not be able to replace him, but you've got to play to the best of your ability to really put on a good performance and then put your team in the best opportunity to win. This is a great coaching staff. They're going to figure out what they need to do. They may have to tweak some things offensively. They may have to approach it a little bit differently because Tonsmeyer's not out there. You can't replace that speed.
No.
But you're going to have guys that are going to get a chance, and they've got to be able to make plays because there's nothing you can do about it. Next Friday at 7 o'clock, you're going to kick it off, and you got to have guys ready to go and ready to play.
No doubt about it. So tonight, disappointing as you see, 55-27, not what we expected. We expected a fight, but certainly not one where the Rebels would lose by 28. But that's exactly what we got. But next week, Oak Mountain back home here, as Chad said, and then also Tuscaloosa County on the road, then Helena, a top 10 team, to wrap it up back here at Vestavia. So a couple of home games left here for the Rebels. All right. We appreciate you being on. And for the entire crew, Scott Griffin saying so long. Have a great Friday.